what we do here is go back.
Oh, let's try it. You never know, it might actually work. Make sure I've got no tomato sauce around my mouth. Think I'm alright? Yeah, I think I'm good. Good evening. Mike here, Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. It is Saturday the 25th of November 2023. In exactly 1 month's time, it will be Christmas Day and basically it'll all be over. Isn't that terrifying? It genuinely is. Just thinking about it now actually has made hair stick up on the back of my neck. Sound but no video, says William Bodie.
I got a video.
Audio and visuals okay, says Michael T. I think we're alright. Perfect here, says Nick Barnes. Excellent. No, okay, all isn't good. Excellent stuff. Sounds and looks good here. Thanks, Skystalker. That's Jan, Truck Fan, Freedom House, Nero, Willy Bob, Darren. All good. Thanks, Mick. Vision bad as no kitties, says Nick Barnes. And there we go. Ugly Bob's coming with a super chat, starting off things early. £10 there, says Fibber. You have no hairs anywhere. Who was that to? Hairs? Was that to me?
Yeah, I look at his ears.
I have, yeah. Like a plait on my back. You, okay. I have some hairs. Hairs on the back of your neck, exactly.
And let's give
Thank
Mick
you,
Woods one as well.
There's one from Mick. Thank you, Mick.
There might be others, but I haven't come across
Oh,
them
did
yet.
Mick do one earlier?
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that. My mistake. Hi everyone, not long now until 100k. Yes, we're still doing the countdown. I think it's 290 left or something. Or is it less than that now? It was around 300 left to go. It's been picking up, surprisingly, because of Black Friday, which most of you have probably been traumatized by, probably.
That's your list of people.
I have a list.
Should we do last?
I have a list.
Right.
Last call outs list. I'll do that later. I got tomato sauce on my jumper. Oh no, it's not. Dirt. Fluff. That's acceptable. Yes, it's been yeah, Black Friday. Not very good. I don't think I actually managed to get anything. I'm trying to think really hard if I did buy actually anything. Actually on Black Friday day. I don't think I actually did. I think I got it all pretty much in the run-up.
Front garden.
Oh yeah, actually yeah, I was so pissed off with it all yesterday, I decided to go and pull the weeds out of the driveway yesterday in the freezing cold, which was fun. Having a chat with the neighbours as they walked past and thought, what's that weirdo doing? But yeah, anyway. So it was, yeah, I don't normally go out the house. It was excellent stuff. Get out there, get a bit of exercise and get rid of some weeds. Happy days. There's £2 from Bob as well. Thank you, Bob. Hula, 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 hula. Thank you, Bob. Cat's running around like a lunatic tonight.
It's been all day.
It's been the last couple of weeks, days, months, whatever, have all been really like quite hectic. And it's now kind of fully kicking into silly season. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 videos to make on the list currently, which is actually quite depressing because normally I don't like to have more than about, well, 7 ideally. That's like a week and a bit. But 14, that is essentially 3 weeks worth of videos that I have to create at some point. Probably before Christmas as well. Anyway, these things happen.
That is 3 weeks.
It is my job, I should do it, but there's always other things going on, isn't there? Like Black Friday, which has been rubbish. Cyber Monday, we're looking forward to Cyber Monday. You never know, there might actually be some bargains to be had on Cyber Monday. So far, I'm pretty sure that all of the good stuff that I've bought has been like pre-Black Friday sales. Last week we had those flash drives, not flash drives, M.2 drives from the bizarrely named company, Tecware. I'm sure that sounds like something out of Shrek, the movie. Lord Tecware. Lord Tecware, your 1 terabyte drive has arrived. Yes. I haven't tested that yet. Actually, that needs to go on the bloody board as well. Ugh, I'm gonna stop grabbing things. And I got another one. This one was like £22, I think. I'm really not sure how I feel about this. This was the how do you pronounce that? No idea. Bixem. Blixem? I don't know. Whatever. 1 terabyte SSD. I've not even taken this out of the packaging yet. I was thinking this is a little of a bargain. We'll have a look, see what it's like. Clearly no expense has been spared. I'm actually tempted to take it apart and see what's inside, but looking at it, I don't think there's actually a way of doing it. Back in the day when SSDs were made kind of well, these were being like a metal shell. You could undo some screws and actually take a look inside, but I think actually opening this is going to damage it. Warranty will be void if label is removed. Yes, Kath.
Welly Bob, how was that golden filled PSU? Thought he was going to ask how was your golden shower.
How was the golden filled PSU? Golden filled PSU actually surprisingly went very well. Actually quite pleased. Did I make a video on that?
Golden
or not?
filled forever.
Did I use that in the stream last week?
I think you did.
I must have done. Yes, I think I...
No, it came on the Monday.
Ah, yeah, sorry. Yeah, in the stream I used the...
Yeah, you had to take it out.
the Game Max one. And on Monday I took that out and put in the ARGB Goldfield. Actually, I was very pleased with it. So much so, in fact, that I bought another one. Our size. This is a massive box. I'm not sure what the Jans means. I don't understand a lot of the packaging or the branding on this, to be honest with you, because it doesn't say Goldenfield on here anyway, or anywhere, apart from a very small label there. It says Goldenfield, our size, semi-modular, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I'm actually very pleased with it. Worked a treat. Our size is large.
That's true, clearly. Right. Truck fan asks, have you had any bloopers, Hoover instance, or bangs?
Yes, there was a bang earlier when the new air fryer has arrived, and we were showing George how it works so he can cook his dinner himself, or at least do it with less supervision. And Kath said, went to turn it on, and Kath banged him. And he, well, no, she didn't bang him, that's weird. But she said bang loudly, and George shit a brick. It was funny.
And he's never heard me do it on a stream before.
No, no, George never noticed it on a stream, so that was nice.
He doesn't watch our streams, but he is upstairs.
So yeah, I think that was it for the Black Friday stuff. So I got the air fryer. That was on an eBay deal. I think that was Monday of last week. And it's taken until today to turn up. It was supposed to be next day delivery. That sucked. And I'm not actually sure if I'm very pleased with the air fryer Ninja 9.5 litre capacity thing. It seems a bit weird. And I don't think it's cheaper than using gas. So it might not get a lot of use. It might just be something we leave crap on top of in the kitchen. But we'll see.
But it's got rid of the microwave.
We did get rid of the microwave, so there you go.
I've been wanting to get rid of that for about 10 years.
Chris F says, I got one of those Chinese SSDs. It's shit. It slows down to a crawl after a few GB on. Which one? The Blixem? Or Bixem? Yeah, Blixem. Blixem sounds like a weird name. So that stands for lightning, does it? I bet it is. Don't know why I bought that. It'll come in handy for something. Hopefully these are okay. Can you sweep the fluff off the screen? Yes, I can, if it's not gone already. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I don't think there was anything else. We've got a few things sent in to us this week, which we'll quickly go through. I'm not sure if I showed... Someone's going to have to give me a recap of what What was actually in last week's stream? I have no idea.
You did the build.
Oh yeah. Did I show any other stuff?
I don't think you did.
Okay. Thank you. David Underhill's birthday was this week as well.
Happy birthday, David Underhill.
And Colin Hilton probably won't be in with us this evening. He's been feeling a little bit under the weather last day or two, so he's chilling. He said he'll try and get back into the stream at some point, but I said don't worry, just concentrate on making yourself feel better. Recovery is far more important than hanging out with us. And yeah, so all of you, just a quick wishing of wellness to Colin Hilton. Say a quick prayer. It always helps. Allegedly. I don't know, maybe it does. What else do we get? Mark Berry bought a 4060 graphics card on Amazon and looking for the driver outside. He had gone, had to wait till next day for delivery. Oh, they're bastards, aren't they? Truck Fan says, should I build my PC myself or have my bro do it? I would get your brothers to do it. That way you got someone else to blame when it goes wrong. £2 super chat from Ugly Bob there. Get well soon, Mr. Hilton. Yes, very much so. Roderick says, youngest daughter is looking for a PC for her son. 500 quid budget. Now the fun begins. Yes. This time of year, £500 can go a long way, but you do have to do a little bit of bargain hunting and maybe kind of a little bit of shopping around and maybe even taking a few risks on AliExpress. This week, the Ryzen 7 7700s arrived from AliExpress that myself, Dave, and not Doge. Oh, what's his? I can't think what his name is. I always forget this. You know who you are. Oh, and there's someone messaging me. I actually got rid of a PC case today, and oh, let's have a look. I said, let me know if there's any problems.
Sounds like there is.
There's a red light flashing on top of the PC. So the red light is hard disk drive activity. That is normal. Just because it's a flashing red light, don't mean you have to panic. Got it up and running. PC is very slow booting and operating now. Not sure why it would be slow. Be slow. Maybe a loose connection. Sorry, tech support.
When you get it sorted.
Better message saying, sorry, I am live streaming right now. Now, so can't get too involved. Oh dear, real life. Kids, eh? Who'd have one? Live tech support for numpties. Well, no, he's not a numpty, fair play. He's doing a case swap, so he's not done one before. And I said, if you do it, if you buy the case, like he's only local, but buy the case, if you get in struggles, just let me know. So, but I'm live streaming, I've got to do some prep for it, which I still haven't done. And if you've got any problems, I'll try and help you out. Right, so where we go. Mike is going to be in tech support purgatory. I think that's absolutely right. Skystalker says, oh no, this sounds like the new user from hell. The thing is, it's been getting worse. It really has been. Our Discord this last week, maybe week or two, it's been getting really bad. Like, there are some people who are genuinely struggling with basically all of the concepts of how computers work, which is so sad really, because I think having a basic concept of how it all works together is one of the key things to actually enjoying using a computer. Because if you understand the concepts of how things interconnect, how physics works, temperatures, fans, even the direction of airflow, that sort of stuff, just those kind of basic concepts. If you understand those, I think it makes life a lot easier, especially for maintenance purposes. But yeah, it seems that there's a very... I don't know, maybe it's a schools thing. Maybe schools don't teach those kind of more... Not common sense, that's not really a fair thing to say, but I guess it's things that you pick up in kind of your general science lessons as a young person, like how heat works and how electricity works and stuff like that. I suppose I'm probably quite lucky. When I was very young, I used to tamper with things, and if I found like a little light bulb somewhere, I'd grab some wires from something, grab a battery from somewhere else and make some little flick switch, and I'd make a little SOS light. That's the kind of person I was. So maybe I see things differently because of that reason. Maybe some people don't have the interest in how it works, they just want it to work. Which is kind of how I make a living, so I can't complain too much. Anyway, moving on. Michael T says you need basic understanding of most things in life. Bills, repayments, TV, internet, PC, tablets, etc. It's true. Yeah, it is true. Crypto KJ says, now PC rollers died and no longer do over-the-counter fixes. It's harder than ever to find a tech guy. I get loads of locals knocking at my door. It is, yeah, hi Joe. It's frustrating, I think, for me, and I guess some of the more experienced techs in the Discord, that we get some questions and it's really kind of like, maybe just either Google it or try it. I guess maybe we didn't have so much fear when we were starting out doing computing stuff. Or maybe we just didn't have the support networks there, so we had to basically just find out things for ourselves. Maybe things are a little bit too easy now with the advent of things like YouTube and Discord and Google. Although some people don't even want to use that, so I don't know. Anyway. Let's have a look. Dave Underhill says, yeah, Mum and Dad had us all learning to fix tyres, simple car repairs, cleaning, cooking, DIY. Yeah, I think that's...
What, no sewing?
Yeah.
And knitting?
Yeah, where's the sewing? I've done sewing, needlework stuff, done car stuff, done some electrics, a very, very small amount of plumbing, very little building work, mostly like timber construction stuff I've done a bit of, mostly disassembling said structures, or burning said structures on fire. This is always good.
Good at fires.
Excellent. Cold? Right. What did I actually do in the last week's stream? Did I show you some of the stuff that we've been testing or we've had in? So other than the Black Friday stuff, we've had some stuff sent in from Colink. I'm sure I mentioned this already. The Colink Umbra Void. I actually have tested that this week. And through, well, a miscommunication, I've now got two of them. So potentially we might be doing a giveaway on those, one of them. The other one's in my PC, so I won't be giving that away. Not in a hurry anyway. That was on the last stream. Okay. Well, in the last stream I didn't have two of them, so now I've got a spare. So potentially we might be doing a giveaway of that at some point, or a very, very cheap deal on Discord. Tecware have sent in some stuff. Actually, should I do that first? I'm in line. There was two things that come from one. I know what it is. It's in the other room. We've got a new monitor come in, and
Do you want me?
no, Ilyama or Yama, however you pronounce their name, they're trying to create a new specification in the PC market Now I kind of like the idea behind this. Now this is for a new monitor kind of de facto standard. So at the moment you've got your 60 Hertz. Well, I suppose if you go down to the console route, you've got your 30 Hertz, you've got your 60 Hertz. 75 was really popular as well for quite a long time. Then it went up to kind of 120, 144, 165. Then we kind of jump up to maybe the 240s and out into the stratosphere. Now, Aoyama have kind of been considering the world as it is at the moment. And obviously energy prices. How do you make a monitor really fast and really efficient? You kind of can't, unfortunately, because every clock cycle of the screen requires power. So what do you do to make it so a monitor is more efficient, so it gets a better A to F grading on the side of the box, but also can be used for gaming and looks nice and all that kind of usual stuff. So they've actually released a new monitor with a specification of 100 FPS. So they're kind of cutting it in the middle. You add your 145s, you've got your 75s, so just a little bit more extra. You're into 3-figure territory. And actually 100 frames per second, I think, for a long time, especially in game reviews, has always been one of those things like, oh yeah, we've got 100 FPS. Which, for modern games, is actually really quite a hard thing to do, especially with the limitations of modern chipsets, how crazy complex some graphics have become in games. And I'm actually finding myself quite used to playing a lot of my games around about 100 to 120 FPS. So actually having a monitor which was 140 FPS or 100 Hertz, I think actually is not a bad idea. And obviously it supports FreeSync as well. So if you want to run it at 240 Hertz on it, you can do. It's just, it's 100 Hertz is its kind of sweet spot. So we have had that delivered. It's actually in the other room. I haven't taken it out of the wrapper yet. I might actually do that now just to make sure that that is actually what arrived, because I haven't opened it at all. So bear with me a moment. I'm just walking in the other room. The microphone probably will cut out at some point, but here we go, down into the depths of the basement. It's not actually a basement, it's our back room. La 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 la. Hello, calf. Hello. Get the shortbread. Right, I have to kind of open this slightly off of camera because I think it's got potentially my information on there. So, let's just go with it. What the hell? If you ever come to this house and decide to break in, you'd actually feel sorry for us and probably do some cleaning for us. Tidy things up a bit.
Although we've got quite a lot done this week, haven't we?
Yeah, we have actually. I've spent the last 2 days almost constantly getting rid of cardboard or chopping up cardboard to actually set on fire. It's not very, what's the word? It's not very green, environmentally friendly, but keeps us warm. Yeah, oh yeah, that's true. There you go. Right, has this got anything else discriminating on it? No, or incriminating. Is that the right side? I think that is. So, there you go. Oh, ironically, it's the wrong side, but actually the right side for what I'm saying. So most monitors, if you look at your energy rating on your monitor, normally they're like G or F, if you're lucky. So, sometimes even worse than that, like unrated. This is an E rating, which isn't great, but if you look at your gaming monitors, I think it's actually not bad. It's a step in the right direction. So 100 Hertz, 1 millisecond monitor. The model is the G2755 HSU. So because it's the HSU unit, means it has got the twist and turn and flex of the, what?
David Underhill, what about the new monitor that is 500 Hertz, 1080p that Linus Tech reviewed?
Oh God, 500 Hertz. I haven't got a graphics card that can power that. So HSU, built-in USB hub, and also the height and tilt adjustment and all that kind of stuff. I think the other side is going to be basically the same. So yeah, USB hub built in on this, which is kind of nice. Adaptive sync, 100 Hertz refresh, 1 millisecond MPRT, full HD 1080p, 27-inch screen, HDMI and DisplayPort, USB hub built-in headphone jack, also built-in speakers, which are actually quite nice speakers. And it's VESA 100 wall mountable if you don't want to use the stand. But I think it actually looks quite nice. We will be doing a review on this as always, so keep an eye out for that. But I think it's nice to actually, for a company to try and just do something a little bit different. Like 100 hertz is one of those things which, now you think of it, is kind of like it's obvious that it should have been a thing. Like 100 hertz, you don't need more than 100 hertz realistically. 75 I would be happy with for most screens, to be honest with you, but 100 would be nice. So yes, I think that's it. Rick H says 27-inch is the minimum size for me. I think a 27-inch monitor is a nice size. 1080p is more for gaming, I think, at 27 inches. 1440p at 27 inches is nice, I think. Although for me personally, and with my eyesight and being slightly old, I think 32 inches, yeah, 32-inch screen, 1440p is pretty much bang on, I think, for me, in terms of the actual visual look of it. I do like that sizing. And even 4K monitors, anything from 28 inches up to 32, I would prefer 32 for a 4K monitor, but 4K 32-inch monitors are somewhat expensive, so unfortunately I go a little bit less. Anyway, so we've had that come in. Also, for those of you that are considering maybe starting streaming in the new year to start a new career, we've had this sent in from ARGB. This is their new Live Gamer Ultra 2.1. So the 2.1 basically stands for HDMI 2.1. So it supports the latest HDMI 2.1 standards, supporting up to 4K 144Hz pass-through, which is actually really rare for a capture card. And it also supports 4K 60Hz streaming, which again is also quite rare. I've got the Elgato, which one is it? I can't think what it's called now. HD60S, I think it is. Yeah, this one here. So this is the HD60X. Oh, it says on the front. And this will only do 4K 30. And this is one of their better ones. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. Very similar size. It's also got a splash of RGB on it, which is always a nice thing to see. And also this thing pisses me off immensely because... Here's what I found. Screw you, hippie. Go away. With this, I was trying to do some BIOS recording yesterday, trying to do some stuff for the Acer motherboard, and it all looked great on screen until I plugged in the pass-through monitor section, and then it all went a bit weird and the screen was kind of off the screen. And it was like the bottom half of the screen was at the top. It didn't look right. And I got to the point where it's like, I actually give up on this, so I just went back to 1080p because it's supposed to be 4K, because that's just 4K screen. Anyway. So yeah, that was annoying the bejesus out of me. So hopefully the ARGB Capture, Live Gamer Capture Ultra 2.1 will be the answer to our prayers. So it's got all the usual stuff. So you've got a 4-pole mic and controller ports. So if you want to listen to game chat from your Xbox controller, you can do. You can plug in a headset as well to capture your gaming noises, etc. It's even got a bit of RGB on the front as well. And it supports variable refresh rate as well, which actually is quite important because you don't want to be necessarily streaming at a constant high rate when you don't necessarily need to. So happy days. Yeah, supports 2160, so 4K, 1440p, 1080p, 1080i, 720p, 576p, 576i, 480p, and 480i. So you can pretty much stream pretty much any console, I think, from this as well. Going down to 480i, I think that's like Nintendo Wii territory, which, yeah, that'd be fine. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how good that is. For me, it's going to be more about BIOS capturing, which is an absolute pain in the scrote every single time. But you never know, might even start doing a bit of game streaming if this thing actually works. Happy days. So yeah, we're taking a look at that as well. Yes, Kath?
Neri, is the older Gato any good?
The older Gato, if it depends what it is you're doing. I think for BIOS stuff, it's a real pain in the backside. But for general purpose, like capture, streaming and stuff of a Windows desktop, you can't really fault it. They work really well, and of course, compatibility-wise, it's Elgato, so kind of OBS and Streamlabs and all that kind of stuff will go out of their way to support that because it makes sense for them to do so. It does come with its own software as well, which I think if you used Elgato's own game capture software, the 4K Capture Plus I think it's called, I think that actually works in general better. I think there's a quirk with OBS where it doesn't always pick up the resolutions and things as it should do, but it does seem to work better in the software. But their software's a bit weird. I don't like it, so yeah. Anyway.
Michael T.
Michael T. There are some awkward quirks to this external capture device from online reviews I've watched. Oh, right, that's interesting. I will have to... I might do some... I always don't know whether I'm going to do some research first or use a product and then do the research after. Or use a product, do the review, and then wait for the backlash. And then I did it with... What did I do it with? Oh, the Cooler Master, the Q300L. Or Q200L, whatever it was. The small little case. And I did the review. I hated it. I hated the case. It was an absolute piece of shit. And overheats. It's just awful, awful design. And I just went for the jugular and just said, right, this is awful. Don't buy one. Whatever you do, just don't buy one. And then I watched loads of other videos after. And there's all these kind of usual tech tubers where like, oh yeah, this is great. It's all this. It can do this. And you can turn this around. And oh, look at all the airflow. You've got these magnetic mesh. And I'm thinking, well, that's not what I experienced at all. And then along come my saviour, Steve from Gamers Nexus, and he reviewed it, and he said basically exactly what I said, almost to the letter. It's like, yes, redemption. Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much. So all the people that were commenting on the video and leaving me absolute tons of hate, saying, oh no, this is perfect. XYZ YouTubers said this is a great case and you should buy one.
George!
Can you go and beat him to death or something? Yes, so I felt that I was vindicated for that, and that regardless of what people were commenting, I knew that if Steve from Gamers Nexus said something and I was agreeing with him against the flow of the natural kind of way of things, I thought, yeah, that's fine. I can live with that. That's fine. So, yeah, that was good. Steve Burke is harsh but honest. Yeah, I think so. Tech Jesus absolves all sins. It was good. It was good.
But then our views dropped because nobody gave you hate then.
Yeah. Yeah. The views dropped then. As soon as Steve did the video, it was like it was a pleasure pain thing, because it was good that the views were coming in thick and fast, because everyone wanted to buy the case, but my thumbnail said like, don't buy this. And I genuinely meant it. And people were like, oh no, this is a great case. So yeah, anyway, life goes on. Stuart says we can hear. Oh, we can't hear George. Don't beat him too much. Well, I can, so I think he deserves it. He's a good lad, but he gets a bit overexcited. Tecware. We've got one of Tecware stuff. So Tecware sent us a couple of... Did I show you this last week? The Tecware Phantom Plus RGB keyboard. Did I show you this? Let me know in the chat. Hi, Poppy.
Bilksum is a lightning in Africa.
Afrikaans, yeah, it is in German as well. Ugly Bob, or anyone. Did I show you this in the stream last week? No. Nope. Excellent. Right. So Tecware, bless their hearts. We haven't had anything from Tecware for ages. I think the last thing that we had was... I think it might have been the VXR.
Hey, Pops.
The case which was here for almost forever. I think they sent... Yeah, I've still got their Tecware Exo Elite mouse there. I did have another one of the keyboards, but I got rid of that, which I kind of regretted in hindsight, because I sold it for a very, very, very cheap amount of money, and I kind of liked it because it was UK layout. I like my UK layout keyboards. Hey, Maisie.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is the Tecware Phantom Plus. So they had the Phantom previously. This is the Phantom Plus. 10 keyless design. All of it has got hot swappable keys. Double-walled ABS key packs as well. Version 3 stabilizers. And the switches are the Wraith lubed switches. I don't know. Sound dampening, red linear switch, actuation force, 45 degrees. I haven't even opened this yet, you can see. I'm going to do the overhead camera. And you never know, it might actually be working. You never know. What is? There we go.
Ugly Bob was out for most of the live stream last week, and when he got back, he was drunk.
Ah. So I shouldn't believe you. There's always time for lube keys. There we go. So Tecware, thank you for purchasing the Phantom Plus. We've done multiple upgrades over the previous generation in order to give you the best out-of-the-box experience for a mechanical keyboard. We hope you enjoy it. from Jason Teng, who is the founder of Tecware. So there is a plastic top cover. Always like to see one of those. We have a selection of 4 replaceable switches. So these are the Wraith switches. I'm guessing these are universal for 5-pin setups. So there's only 3 pins on there, but yeah. And that is a linear switch, and that is the switch in front of my microphone. So you get 4 of those as hot swappable spares. I do like a hot swappable keyboard. I think it does make a lot of sense these days, especially when people that have got the Corsair K70, probably you're getting to the point now where you've had it for quite a while and key switches are going to start failing. Simple as that. So you get a keycap puller, and also you get a switch puller. Nice. A very swish braided cable. USB Type-C, gold plated. USB Type-A, gold plated as well. So that's nice. A little bit of Velcro on there to keep it all safe. Yes, Kath? Will a 550 watt PSU be okay for depends what your processor is to go with that, Gers. You might get away with it, but if it's what you've got, then go with it. But just be prepared for it to not be great. Might be fine. A lot of the time, bloody hell, that's heavy. That's actually quite a nice looking keyboard. So USB Type-C connection there. On the bottom, we've got some, I'm guessing, adjustable feet, yep, with rubberized bits. That's quite nice. And nice, and that's actually nice. I don't know why I'm saying that's actually nice, as if I wasn't expecting it to be nice, but that's actually got a really nice sound to it. That surprised me a little bit. So, ABS keycaps, they are double shot, which is nice. Let's see what the RGB looks like. That's a really nice thock to that.
Literally.
That sounds really nice. That sounds completely different. Anyway, it works. Well, no, it doesn't work. It's you know what I mean. It works for the purpose that it is intended to work for. Where's my Bodhi cable? I call it the Bodhi cable because it's a USB cable.
Hashtag Bodhi.
Hashtag Bodhi.
Cable.
Does the keyboard illuminate? It certainly does. When have I ever reviewed a keyboard that didn't illuminate? Come on.
This one?
Oh yeah, and that one. Ironically, the one that's directly in front of it. Ugly Bob says, so is that US layout? It is. And for that exact same reason, I probably will let someone have it. They have informed me. Now, this was part of the deal, because I said to them, I don't really want to review a US layout keyboard because, well, A, there's a lot of viewers of ours that are in the United Kingdom, and B, I personally prefer to use a UK layout wherever possible. So I said, if there's a UK layout, I will review it. If there isn't, I will pass on it. But, oh, it is working. I did say that if they can say that there will be a UK version out, then I will review this in advance. And they have said, let's go back to the other camera. They have turned around and said that the American layout keyboard comes out first because it is their biggest market. There is going to be a European one. They did say German, I think it was. I can't remember the other ones, but they did say there's going to be a UK layout as well. So if you do like this, and you like the look of it, you like the sound of it, but you want it with the UK layout, which I completely understand, that will be available, but it's not going to be until, I believe it's going to be January time. So they said to me, like, do you want to wait and just wait till that comes out? I said, no, don't worry, just send it over. We'll take a look at it, see what the deal is, and we'll go from there. Actually, something I've noticed on it, which actually I quite like already, which is a really subtle thing, but actually works very well. So what they've done is the keys, rather than having like the font or the actual layout not compromised but cluttered, they've actually put the hotkeys for what the like alternative functions do. They've actually done it on the lower side of the keycap. So let me show you a keycap and you will understand what I mean. So on the keycap, this is the left arrow, but if you tilt it round on the other side, it also says on there that it is the what is that? the rewind. So the audio thing is on there. If I get the keyboard in front, if I can get it that far, that is that going to make this go nuts? No, that's okay. So I don't know if you can see that very well there. So you just about see on the inside of the keys. It's got it there, like on there. So rather than actually like make this more cluttered, they just put it down there, which I like. I think that's a nice touch. And actually it looks pretty nice. It's not overly bright, but I think it's bright enough. Fair play to Tecware, they do make some nice keyboards. The Phantom I had before was nice. Yes, they do the full-size Phantom as well. This is the Phantom 87, I think it is. There's a Phantom 105 and all that. There's a 10 keyless. Sorry, there's a 65% version of this as well, I think, or is it 60 or 70? There's smaller versions anyway. So yeah, I kind of like that. That is nice. Let's do the overhead and we will see if we can change some of this RGB. So in theory, there should be an RGB button, which is going to be the function one, and let's try that. Oh, yeah. So brightness. Speed. So that's what the fast forward was. So that's to make the RGB faster. And there's 6 different presets by the looks of things. So you've got your color fade, your expanse. Actually, it's quite nice. Quite nice. So each one has got multiple functions as well. So breathe in. There's lots of functions on each key. So static. Per key, that's nice. And then that's nice. Nice stuff. Nice touch. Unicorn pukey stuff.
You have to go out though because it's cold to pick in the winter. Just what be food like Maisie.
It's like a swirl. That's kind of interesting. Nice little swirl effect going on there. That's nice. I think the lighting on this, actually the colours are excellent. They really are. I'm not sure how well that is coming through on the camera, but the colours are really pretty. Like, some keyboards you find that the lighting isn't always that uniform, but like that you can tell what colour's what. Like, blue looks blue and purple looks purple. That's really nice. And there's the rainbow, the raindrops. And more unicorn puke stuff. And what's the last one? Radar. I like that. That's nice. And that is going to be a static color, which you can then change the color of. I'm not too sure how. There is software for this as well, so you can control it all in software. It's not Christmas. Xmas lighting, isn't it? Unicorn Butte is the best. It's
all the Christmas lightings on around us.
Actually, I didn't see that one just now. Or did we? Did we see that one just now? Yeah, I like that. That's nice. The font on these keys are excellent. That's a really nice font. Really nice. I think they've done a cracking job on that. Well done, Tecware. That sounded quite condescending, and I certainly meant it. Anyway, there you go. So, what do you think? Neat, nice bit of kit. It's got a fair bit of weight to it as well. It's bizarre that, like, why can't someone like MSI make a keyboard like this? Like, at a sensible price? I haven't even checked the price on this, but I'm almost gonna say, I'm guaranteeing it's gonna be probably about 50 quid, I would have thought. I can't imagine it being much more expensive than that. Maybe it is, maybe it's like 60. But you think like the MSI GK71 Sonic, which is kind of similar, I guess, in terms of the feel and that, like 120 odd quid. And arguably, I would say this actually feels slightly superior, as much as I hate to say it. If only it tied in with MSI Center, it would be perfect. Anyway, so there is that one. I'll quickly show you the other one as well, which is here. So not everybody wants a wired keyboard, so they do this, which is the Phantom Plus Elite. So this is basically the same thing again, really, but you get wireless modes. These are PBT caps rather than being ABS, so it's a little bit upgraded in that respect. Universal 5-pin hot swappable switches. This comes with brown tactile switches, and also has a keyboard frame as well also. So pretty much the same deal inside.
Right.
I don't know, I was hoping you were going to say. Ugly Bob says it's 72 quid.
I don't know if you answered it.
I don't know. $50.
What will they do, a wireless?
This is the wireless version. So this comes with a really not actually I'm gonna have to go to overhead, aren't I? So this comes with a really nice coiled USB Type-C cable if you want to use this in wired mode. If you don't, you can still leave this bit on your desk, but you've got a dongle for the Wi-Fi side of things, or wireless. Also comes with 4 switches like the previous ones. Let's see what these sound like. These are brown switches. So I can't feel there's a dent there. They're pretty quiet. It comes with the usual stuff, keyboard puller and all that kind of doodah. We don't worry about things like that. Let's have a look to see what the deal is. Didn't come with a plastic cover, which is unfortunate, but that does look kind of nice. Not going to lie. That is kind of nice. And this bit here is magnetic. So this extra piece just hides some of the bottom of the keys. This again is very well nicely made. Very well nicely made. That's a new one on me. This is basically using the same frame as the other keyboard, essentially. They've both got these new silicone gaskets in between the keyboards and stuff. Does sound really nice. So you can choose to use that if you want to. On the actually, let's move that out of the way. On the top, there is USB Type-C, so you can use USB Type-C, but also you've got the option for USB mode, which is that way. So if it's plugged into USB now, that'll be working. Off in the middle, and on the far side is in wireless mode. So it boots up, and you can see there it's flashing green to say that it's not connected or it's waiting for connection. So if I plug in the El Donglo, a little dongle, it says actually Phantom Plus Elite, which is very clever because a lot of the time they don't bother putting anything on it. It's like, well, you could have just told me what it was. That would have been really handy. So we plugged it in straight away, and we can see now we've got a connection. So this is pretty much the same deal as the previous one, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but it doesn't have the extra markings on the keys. So it'd be interesting to see if it is the same setup. It does come with the function key button thing. So M1, M2, well I don't have an M1, M2. My computer, connectivity, so function and 1, Bluetooth device 1. Oh, you can use 3 Bluetooth devices, so 4 connection options here. So 3 Bluetooth connections, 1 on button 1, 1 on button 2, 1 on button 3, and function and 4 is going to give you that. So where is that? Where's the function and button 1? So yeah, flashing blue light there to say it's trying to pair. And the same for 3 now. And the same for 1. And go back to 4. And we're in Wi-Fi. Is that working? Yeah, that's working. Pretty good. I like that a lot. I'm not too sure how the lighting RGB controls, because there's not an M1, M2, M3 or M4 key. Unless I'm very much mistaken. So I'm guessing it's going to be these again. Let's try that. Yes. So that's a little bit of a faux pas on their side, because there's nothing actually printed on the keys to say what they are. So, yeah, whatever. Looks like the battery is low, because the battery low light has come on, or is that caps lock? No, caps lock is that one. So yeah, battery is low. Great. I should have charged it up. But yeah, same sort of deal. Colours are still nice and vivid as well. Take that off, you see they're top mounted, so north mounted switches. Rain effects, usual stuff like what we had before. Ah, that wasn't on the last one. So slightly different effects on here. Not that I can see it because I pressed that. I don't think it shows through quite as much. Actually, can you turn a light off, Kath? She says, no, piss off, mate.
Doing a Snapchat of the cats.
There we go. That's a bit better. Now the strobing that you can see, don't worry about that. That is purely because of the refresh rate of the camera, the shutter speed. In real life, you don't see that at all. Well, subconsciously you might do, but to my eyes, I cannot see it. So yeah, basically same deal again. If you like the Phantom Tecware keyboard, you like the layout, but you want a wireless version or you want a Bluetooth version so you can work it with multiple devices, this thing is pretty darn cool. I like the boot up sequence. That's pretty sick. Anyway, there you go. Let's stick the light back on, please. Oh, what was in there? Oh, the dongle. Let's take the dongle out. So, what do you all think of that? Let's have a look in the chat. What was over? How can anyone type with those blinding barf lights? Alessa clearly has an opinion. Some people, I don't know. When I first actually, well, George, our son, actually got into RGB lighting long before I ever did, and he bought an RGB keyboard, and because obviously Dad being the technical ball in the house, if he had a problem with his computer, which was a thing because Windows XP and stuff like that, and I would have to go upstairs, and I got to the point where sometimes I'd have to say to him, like, can you just turn that keyboard off, because I cannot stand it. I can't work with that. How can you even use that keyboard? Whereas now, I can't. Well, I'm not saying I can't. I prefer to use a keyboard with illumination, which I didn't used to. I used to be very much against it, if anything. So it just shows people change. Sound like Rocky in Rocky 4. And if I can change, and if you can change, and we can all change. That was a terrible speech at the end of Rocky 4. When by some miraculous thing he beat the living bejesus out of not Apollo Creed, Dolph Lundgren, who is a man giant. Anyway, moving on. Right, let's have a look at this case, shall we? Because it's been taking long enough. Bloody hell, an hour in and we've only just unboxed stuff. And we've still got cases to unbox. So let's do that. I will get this. Oh, actually, before we do that, a quick final call to these people. So if you have not contacted myself or Kath, then it's about time you should do.
Mike at Mike's Unboxing.
Mike at mikesunboxing.com. So Craig Lilly, Clarence Nolan, Gary Siatka, Vlad FCP, Bill Taylor, George Grigg, Michael T, and Andre Pederio. Please, if you can.
Michael T's in the chat. So
Michael T's in the chat as well, so
send us an email.
Send an email. You've probably had an email already if you're a patron or a YouTube member. Potentially you've already had an email. Oh, Patreon. If you're a patron, you've probably had an email sent to you, but it would be in your Patreon inbox. So check that for further information, should you need to. And what did I just drop then? Oh, USB cable. That's fine. All right, let's put my cheap Chinese drives up here, ready for the next culprit.
Sorry, this is going to have to be a one-handed job.
Kath's doing it one-handed. Oh dear. Thank you, David Aiken, for £2. Hashtag George the Influencer. He did actually influence me to get a USB, not USB, a RGB keyboard.
He was actually YouTubing before you.
George did actually YouTube before me, yeah. It's very true, actually. Shearzo says, I have mine put to one static colour. I don't know what it is. I think it's, as I'm getting older, my eyes are definitely getting worse because I'm spending way too much time in front of a computer screen. I do find that actually RGB, especially Unicorn Puke, is really helpful for typing because
have you seen what you write?
I think as the kind of the light swirls round, as it's changing colours,
you can't see spelling.
Green is like one of those colours which to the human eye is really visible. That's why I use it in like night vision. And it's kind of like the radar picks up the keys in green, so it's like as I quickly scan, it's like, yeah, I know where they roughly are anyway, but I think that helps. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I'm just imagining things. I don't know. Ah, dear.
You do type the oddest things.
I do type really badly. Did Mike unplug the dongle? Yes, I did, yeah. I did put it back in the bag. I put it back in the little baggy bag thing. Right, Flame, I need to move your fat, furry backside off of that box.
The girls are in for a
Come on. Excuse me. Oh, God, you're so heavy. I'm not fat shaming, but you are heavy.
You can have the box in a minute. Wait a minute.
Actually, better make sure there's no labels on here. So here we are, the Tecware Quad. Quad TG RGB. You know me. Not the most elaborate of packaging from Tecware on this one. Unfortunately, well, I think they spent all their money on the keyboard box, not on this thing. So Minicube chassis, this is RGB. So you got USB 3.0 times 2, got HD audio, 4 3.5-inch hard drive bays, 4 2.5-inch SSD bays, and 4 reusable PCI Express slots. The dimensions are on the box there, so you're looking at 370 width by 280 in height and 315 millimeters in depth, time, height, whatever. Yeah, height. Length 370. Oh, you can read it. It comes with a pre-installed front 200mm fan. It's got a 120 in the back, and in the top you can put an additional 2 120mm. 315mm GPU, 170mm CPU cooler, 200mm PSU, either micro ATX, full size, whatever. Motherboard wise, micro ATX or ITX, and magnetic filters on there, PSU filters, blah blah blah. Black non-RGB fans and a LED RGB front panel strip. That was hard for me to say. So let's get this thing in the box and see what it's all about. I said to Tecware when they said, like, do you want us to send over some bits and pieces for you to take a look at? I said, you can do, but like at the moment, I've got a backlog of about 3 weeks worth of videos to be done. I said, so if you don't mind it kind of being in the queue somewhat, then feel free. But I can't guarantee I'm going to get it done in any timely fashion. But then, when I saw the keyboards for the first time, I was kind of a little bit enthralled. Because Tecware isn't one of those companies that you automatically consider when you're thinking of quality components. Because you don't. I'm a realist. I know the deal. People are thinking your Corsairs, your thermal takes, all that sort of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So I know what the deal is. And trying to do a video on a product which may be brilliant, but has got a brand name which most people have never even heard of, is actually quite a daunting task. It's even harder if it's a good product, for a bizarre reason. There you go, Flame. Go on in. Good lad. Yeah, the reason being is it's actually like, actually this is pretty cool. If something is cool, trying to convince someone to buy something from a brand they've never heard of is really difficult unless it's ridiculously cheap. This, unfortunately, I fear is neither, because there's 2 pieces of glass. So I'm guessing it's going to be quite an expensive case, which may not be for everybody's specific budgets, unfortunately. So, now this...
Babe.
Yellow. Should I be worried?
No.
Oh. Oh, there's a thank you coming from Nick Barnes. Thank you very much. Sent us 15 GPP and says, I can't see that one bit. Thank you, Mike and Kath, for your creativity, integrity, and for all you do to help others. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Much appreciated. Freedom House says, that's used. Do I have the PayPal app?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Can you just check if there's been any others?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Actually, where's my phone? There it is. I need a new phone. I should get one. What camera's on? I don't want to see my camera, my thing. Don't see my shit. Messenger. Oh, I better have a look at that. See what's he saying. Use my face then. What was I looking at? Oh, PayPal. Sorry, be with you in a second. Kath's making me do things against my will.
Emails? Yeah, PayPal. So I can't bother to put all that code in. Sorry, Bobs.
I don't think I got your PayPal account on there, though.
Oh, right, okay. I can go in it online then.
That's just like, yeah, I have, yeah. Yep. Bloody hell. Is it the 25th today?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Colin Hilton is still alive, apparently. So he's convalescing. He's actually sent us a very generous donation as well, £40. Thank you very much, Colin. That is very much appreciated. I hope you're feeling better. Maybe you're feeling delirious, and that's why you sent £40. It's way too much. Thank you very much. Hopefully you feel better soon. Bless Colin. He's almost 80 years old, and I guess if you've got a lot of 80-year-old friends, which I kind of get in that way, not all of them are very much into tech. So Colin likes his tech, and finding a community like ours, where we've all been kind of really kind and open, like we are to pretty much most people, unless you're a dick, then yeah, he's really enjoyed being a part of our community, and I really love having Colin on board as well. I think he's great, and the same goes for all of you that are regular contributors, and I think it's more so for the people that are kind of slightly more on what I would probably call the periphery of the kind of the expected like PC nerd. Like most PC nerds, there's a kind of a stereotype that you'd expect, but we get tons of people in on the Discord who are not even remotely in that kind of that demographic. So yeah, it's really nice to have a real nice mix of people, like young, old, various different social and economic backgrounds and ethnicities and all that kind of stuff. It's very cool. It's very humbling. It really is. Right. Dutch Jan says, ugly box at first glance. It's different. I'll give you that. It's very... It's Big Ben in a case. So you've got dual tempered glass. One there. On the back, you have all this. So 4 PCI Express blankers, a little bit of ventilation there. Full size power supply. IO. They do it in white as well. Yeah, there is a white version of this available. Actually, the white version is what was on the stream thumbnail. I've forgotten that this was the black version they sent me, so that is on me. I apologise. Now, for a lot of you, if you've ever seen the Thermaltake T21, no, the Thermaltake V21 or the Thermaltake V20, one of those two, you're going to see a lot of this look very, very familiar indeed. Whereas that had a lot of acrylic, this has basically a lot of metal and a lot of glass. So it's the kind of the similar design.
Where's the front?
This is the front. So that is the front panel.
Are you doing reflective or in it?
Bow, 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 bow. No, not that I'm aware of. So this is your front section, which is kind of almost pointless, really. How does that come off, or does it? I don't think that even does come off. But there is a 200mm fan behind there, which, if you've seen the Thermaltake V21, I think it is, you'll know exactly where I'm going from with this. So there is also, just behind here as well, there is a massive air filter.
Oh my god, it's bigger than your head.
For robbing banks. Don't rob banks, kids. It's bad juju. I'm wondering if that fan comes out, because I am desperate to find a case that the Noctua AF20 will fit in. And I've got a sneaking suspicion this may be the best candidate so far. Because this, obviously, because it can take as many drives as it can, like 4 SSDs, 4 3.5-inch drives, like this makes a perfect media center, or possibly even a NAS. Now, if you're running it as a NAS, you want it to be quiet, ideally, because it's going to be left on 24/7. I guess the same for a media center as well. So actually having the ability to put in a Noctua fan in the front, rather than the one that's included, might be a nice little proposition. And actually, I think this is smaller than the V20 one. The more I'm looking at this, the smaller it is feeling, if that makes any sense. So let's show you around the case anyway. So on the top, we've got this mesh section to give you the overhead. Hopefully that is somewhat centered. There we go. So top panel, nice metal power button and a nice metal reset button. Separate headset and microphone jacks. Again, that's going to be quite useful if you are using this for a media center or something. And 2 USB 3.0 ports, which I think was something which didn't happen on the Thermaltake V21. I think there was USB 2s. This top section here is removable on a single thumb screw and slides backwards, I think. He says. It don't want to come out. Right, am I being stupid here? I have set a precedent for that in the past.
Shut up, you're always right, you told me.
Right, let's take off the side glass panels to begin with. So there's 2 glass panels, one on each side. Those just slide off, and there is a very, very light smoke tint to those, which hopefully you can pick up. Those are actually really heavy.
Babe, got another.
What's that from? Oh, there. People are just littering us with... Oh, fuck. I mean, damn. What's that come through? Stuart Cleary sent through a PayPal payment as well. God bless you.
Why I didn't get an email for
of $24.97. Thank you very much, Stuart Cleary. You're a very lovely man, despite what it says in the toilets.
Why didn't get one for Colin?
The notifications don't always come up, so massive thanks for that. Now, I'm kind of confused here. This is a little bit embarrassing. Oh, there we go. Oh, it was just very stiff, as they say. So, metal top panel. It's actually really thick metal as well. Like, considering how many perforations there are out of that, this is properly solid. And there's yet another mesh filter there. So, magnetic mesh filter, which I think they've actually, yeah, they have, haven't they? They've cut out the magnet section perfectly to fit into kind of like the groove it recesses into. Personally, I think I would probably opt to not use that at all. It's just lock in. So those are on pop pins. Oh, there we go. Much better. That will breathe a lot easier. Nice to have filters.
What do you think you are?
But
I think of her name now.
Mary Berry.
No, it used to be Angel's ringtone.
Right.
On my phone.
And this. Oh, easy, Tiger. Alicia Alicia Dixon. And this is for mounting fans, so you can put 2 fans in here, 2 140s. You probably could put a radiator in there as well, although your mileage may definitely vary. Oh, I realised what was going on there. I'm using the wrong size screwdriver. I'm using PH1 on these screws, and that is not good. There we go. So that is going to give you a lot more room. If you do want it a bit more open on the top there, you can do that, and you can still put the top section back on. That's going to give you a lot more openness. There's Maisie.
No, she won't show.
We're not focusing.
Where is she? Meeps.
There she is. You just wait to see her heat.
I can't figure out which direction to go in with her. That way.
She's looking dizzy.
Maisie.
Maisie.
Look up.
Hello.
I'm not able to focus.
No,
I
not
can't figure her head out.
Anyway, so you get the idea there. This is quite flexible in that regard. And then looking down inside, actually, this is probably a good angle for you to see that. You've got all your front I/O stuff there, which you can move out of the way. Some cable ties. And for the motherboard, they got the nice cutout here, which again, on the Thermaltake V21, I don't think you had that. So if you wanted to mount a CPU cooler which had a backplate, then... Oh, Michael T says, I emailed your email account as requested. Is CAF able to check receipt of it?
Yeah, I've got it.
Yes, received. Thank you.
That's what I was looking for, and Colin's email went to your account. That's why I didn't
understand. So yeah, other nice features. So you got the pass-throughs there, rubber grommets, which you might be able to see there. So yes, they've done some quite nice things here. The fan on the back is pretty piss poor. VDC, it's got a Molex on it as well, so you chop that off. But to be honest with you, the rear fan is not really one of those things where you'd be too bothered about it. The front fan does appear to also be on a VDC and a Molex, so you can use DC control for that. And I wonder what it's like. I need to fire it up really to see what the actual noise profile is like of that fan, and whether or not, I don't know whether we'd get a Noctua one in there. I don't think there's quite enough room, which would be unfortunate. But saying that, this does look like you can actually disassemble it all quite well, so you might be able to get access to it. The Noctua fan is normally a little bit thicker than standard fans, and this one is going to measure in, I think, at 20mm, which is, well, actually no, 25. Oh no, 25 is right. Yeah, 30 is the larger size. So this will take up to a 35mm. So it might work. We might need to get some longer screws, machine screws, but it might be alright.
I've always told you that.
Ow. Thank you, Jason Woods, for £5. Bless you. Mike, did you have any luck finding a low profile card? That is very much a work in progress, Jason. Sorry I didn't get back to you on, I think it was your last email. I have been looking, but yeah, it's been somewhat chaos here in the last few days more so.
And also, we'll leave it on longer for Colin, Stuart, and
yeah.
Nick, and Joe.
Yes. Did you hear that? What did you say? Say it again, Kath.
You do it.
Kath says we're going to leave the RGB light on a little bit longer to say thank you to Nick, Joe, Colin, Stuart, and...
That's it.
Oh, that's it. I did well. Oh dear.
I think. Got me confused now.
It's easily done.
How long do you reckon, Maisie?
How long? I think I'll do. The view count's dropping down as we speak.
You look better already, Babs.
I do. Michael T says, I'm happy to use a case regardless of name or brand, as long as it has very good airflow. I think I'm pretty much in the same boat as you there. I would agree with that entirely. But this is certainly a very solid structure. It's nice that it does appear that I think pretty much all of it will come apart in individual parts. if you see what I mean. And also there is RGB at the front, so that's kind of exciting. When I say kind of, I mean it's very exciting. We want to see what this fan's like though, don't we really? Do we want to see what the fans are like? Or should we do a quick tour of the rest of it, see what's going on? You can get the idea anyway, can't you, really? So from the side, you have got the drive base, so there's drive sled rail things there. So you can put 4 drives in there, so 4 3.5-inch drives. You can put 2.5-inch drives in there as well. There's mounting sections for that. You could, yeah, there is also airflow at the drives at the back. There's quite a lot of room in there for drives and power supplies and cable management, all that kind of stuff. The only thing I think I would complain about slightly...
Test the fan noise, please, Michael.
Test the fan noise, will do. The thing I would probably complain about, purely from an aesthetics point of view, is the tempered glass doesn't really need to be on show anywhere below this line on both sides. So I think what I'll probably end up doing is using some of that carbon fibre wrap.
Thanks, Ugly Bob.
Thanks, Ugly Bob. And I will probably put carbon fibre wrap on there. I might go see if I can get some matte black.
They look like Nora Batty's tights, but...
Because I think matte black might suit it better, because it's got like a satin matte black finish. I don't want it to stand out too much, but I think having this area somewhat blanked off, even maybe something as easy as like the turbo light spray that you used to spray on your cars back in the day to make your turn signals and stop lights look a little bit more like a race car. Yeah, turbo light spray might be the way forward on that, actually, on the glass, but we'll see. So yeah, on the back we've seen that already. So removable PCI Express blanking plates, yada yada yada. Other side, again, lots and lots of room if you want to put in maybe some weird water cooling stuff. Pop is in the window, by the way. There's also some mounting screw holes at the bottom there for attaching more drives if you wanted to. And on the very bottom, we have a magnetic filter for the air intake side of things. So that is going to be where your power supply is going to grab its air, which doesn't look particularly open, to be honest with you. Power supplies in general don't pull in a ton of air, but I think I would probably mount my power supply upright with the fan facing up. I think that would probably be better, and also potentially it'll save it getting dusty and stuff. Anyway.
That went over your head, I think.
What's that?
When I said that carbon fibre, if you put it on it, it looked like Nora Batty's tights. They quite like that.
I still don't get it.
Maybe you're wrinkly.
Oh yeah, got you. It would be, yeah.
Still don't get it.
I still don't get it. I like it comes with a thermal take. Sorry, it's not a thermal take. I like that it comes with a Tecware speaker, so you can plug that into your BIOS. The amount of times that people who've got computers should have needed one of these, or needed one and didn't have one, and should have bought one. In the Discord this week, at least, I don't know, 10 people could have done with one of these. And it gets to the point where you actually have to show people on Amazon where you can get them from. But these are brilliant. You plug this into your motherboard, onto the speaker output, and if your PC doesn't boot up, it bleeps. And this thing will bleep to tell you what the problem is. Like, a certain amount of bleeps is RAM, a certain amount is graphics card, etc, etc. These are brilliant, and for how much they actually cost, which is like pence, it's like a brilliant diagnostic tool. It really is. I need to find a way of making one of those that you can just, like, from just shit you can find hanging around in the house. I think that would be a really good idea.
Stuart Perry bought 10 of those speakers and can't find them.
Oh dear. Right, let's get these fans and stuff going.
And the Freedom House, a guy just called and said, do you work on PCs? I gave him a clear no, and by the end of the conversation he said he's on his way over. I'm such a sucker.
It's terrible, isn't it? Right, I'm not sure if this is going to work, so if it doesn't, then forgive me.
Jason, oh, I can see it now. The bottom of the case looks thin. Is it thin on the bottom?
No, it's not. It's really, it's actually really sturdy. Ow. It's pretty hardcore. It does feel really strong. The side panels, when there's nothing in there, there's a little bit of flex to it because it is.
One beat
And still.
means okay.
Okay. I'm not sure if this will do 3-pin fans or not. Oh well, we'll soon find out. Let's get the power supply of Doom out. I really should just throw this in the bin.
Come on, Mike, fire it up. Let's go.
Let's go! Unfortunately, this the desk behind me is actually starting to fall apart now. I'm not sure. I think I mentioned it on the last stream, but it is actually getting worse. Oh, God, I'm so fat. I just fat shame myself, Cat.
Oh, Poppy, you look thin on camera.
She does.
You do look thin in real life, Poppy, as well.
I'm going to electrocute myself, I swear. Oh, fucking hell. Ow! I pulled a muscle and I didn't even know I had one there. Ow. Right, get this. Oh, sorry, Poppy, I just barged you with a Acer monitor. My apologies. Iliama wouldn't have done that to you.
Who?
Iliama. You know, the other brand that we're working with. Come on, Gav. Get it together. Right. Bang.
I thought you said a letter, Liana.
A letter? Right, a letter. Kath needs to know.
Do I?
Yeah,
What?
because you keep on asking. Who is the picture in your profile of? Because Kath's like,
Got a picture.
I wonder who that is that Aletta was has on her profile picture. Didn't you, Kath? Don't leave me hanging to dry here.
Yeah, I did say.
Thank you.
Is that a letter and the pictures?
Yeah. Right.
I don't think she's got a picture now, has she?
No, but she did.
Whoa.
Whoa.
There's a picture, but I can't see. Doesn't let you click on it, does it? Ah, I've done now.
Did I turn that? Oh, I did, didn't I? Oh, I'm such a moron. I forgot to jump the power supply with the jumper. I'm thinking, why is this not working? Other than it's a cheap GameX power supply. Right, Pops.
Joe Barnes says hi to you, Poppy. And hope your babies are well.
They are well. They're in rude health.
We'll bring some down later. They're upstairs.
Here comes Glenn with the £4.20. Thank you, Glenn.
Oh, me.
There's Ilyama Lama Ding Dong.
I'm going to have to interrupt you. Cleaning your butthole on my lap.
Very good. Hey, we have illumination.
Oh,
Oh, we have more illumination.
I missed the old bing bang bong.
Keep the threatening bits coming, ladies and gentlemen. We can do this all night. Can we get a bang? No. Oh, turn the light off, Babs.
Why?
I'm doing an RGB demonstration here.
Oh. Where is it? Just at the top?
Yeah, it's just got an LED strip at the top, so
It's
it's
like subtle and nice.
subtle. See? You see it under there? So there is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12. 12 LEDs at the top, giving out illumination. Which you can choose to set it to whatever
That looks better.
colour you like.
Hey, pop balls.
Where are you? Let's go back to Unicorn Puke. Thank you for the super chat. Michael T. Bang, he says. No bangs on here tonight. Although, I am going to drink some tea, spill it all over the power supply, claim on the home insurance. Actually, yeah, whoever just said that, that's a great one. I'm going to set it to green for the Borg Disco. A rally's £10 there. Michael T, £10 bang. And also a rally's coming with £10 there saying, meh, ARGB, nothing like mine. I have more LEDs. Resistance is funky.
We need to get the cats RGB colours.
That's quite nice. The Borg Cube.
Do you like an RGB colour and pop me?
I quite fancy actually doing a Borg themed build with this. That'd be quite an easy one to do. Just have green lights in there. because the rest of it is kind of done for you. You could maybe have a little bit of like battle damage on the sides or something, but then I'll be going into like what's his name, Jay's 2 cents territory. Ugly Bob has now been a member of our YouTube community, at least a member of YouTube members thing, for 26 months. 26 months keeping Bob off the streets on a Saturday.
Apart from last week.
And out of the news. Right, let's plug this in and see if this will actually do a thing. I'm not sure if it actually will. I think it's just going to run full speed. We may get a bang.
Bang!
God, I jumped then. I knew you were going to do it. I could see you tensing and your lips going pug around.
Tell them what I do with my lips. At
Bang!
With my lip tape.
That's actually not too bad. You can hear it. Actually, let me... wonder if I can change the speed.
26 months. That's like so long, isn't it? If that was weeks, it'd be half a year. But in months.
Right, I'll put on the lowest speed. Yeah, that's a long time. On the lowest speed, actually inaudible. I think it's going to stop. It has stopped. So I'll give it another bit of juice.
Oh, he was out with his girl last week.
Right, so it doesn't like being... This is a PWM controller, so this is probably not a good idea. So now it's on full speed, I think. It's not obscene. There is a definite bit of Borg cool moon lighting. It's moving a reasonable amount of air. So, I'm going to try that with a... I think I've got a VDC controller here somewhere that Bob sent.
Will it fit a capsule on the top of it?
Let's do PWM, or is this voltage? Let's try. Will it fit a catchery? You bloody stupid woman. I sound like Ulf Garnett then. I bloody look like him. All I need is round glasses and a wife beater vest on. I'll be alright. Right. Let's see if this works. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but... It does VDC. Right, so... Right, where does it start getting loud? So anything under... What's that on? That's about 50%, I think. 50% is... There's a little bit of a click to it. But unless you're like right on top of it, you'd never notice it.
Talking of which, mate, I've got to put some more wood on.
So, yeah, I think that's okay. But the real question is, can we get the Noctua fan in there? Because I've been dying to find a case where the Noctua fan would work. Because to be fair, like it's a cheap fan in an otherwise quite a nice case. And 200mm fans are somewhat of a regular size, let's be fair. So, we at last get to see, ow, that hurt. We last get to see if the Noctua AF20 PWM will physically fit into a case. This is such a ridiculous sized fan. I don't know why it just looks so much bigger than what it actually is.
What's up there, mate?
And, right, I need to measure the width. So that is 30mm. And we got, oh, I believe to be 35mm there. So this might work. This would make me very happy. But I don't know how it's going to fit. So bear with me. This is my own little side plot quest thing going on here. So ask some questions in the chat whilst I attempt this, because this may go very wrong. Tecware, if you're watching, my apologies in advance for any cuss words that I may or may not use whilst in the production of this piece of content. Surprisingly, actually, it's moving quite a lot of air, which is quite nice because actually it's quite warm over here at the moment.
Was it flaming?
O'Reilly says if it works, you get another £10, Mike. Nick Barnes says, Mike, didn't you try it in the Thermaltake CTE case? Yes, it didn't fit. The problem is with the Noctua fans is most 20cm fans, they round off the edges here and make this a lot smaller. So the actual corner pieces here are what impedes it a lot. And also the fact that it's 30mm wide rather than the usual 25mm. So the extra 5mm means that there's a lot of fixings and fixtures which you physically can't use because you just can't attach it to anything. And that is going to be a problem with these screws because those screws are going to be way too short. But we will persevere. Danielle, any experience using the MSI B550 Tomahawk with a 5700G? No. I think I used a 5600G on it once. You can do it, but it's kind of pointless because the Tomahawk's a really good board and the processor is a little bit limited.
Did Anthony Bob send it in a RGB 200mm can back in the day?
Yes, he did, but it was broken, so it was returned. That was the the AeroCool one.
Well, Bob, I'm excited to see this Noctua go in too. In fact, it's thrilling.
So there you go. I'm glad you're being thrilled. So you can see immediately there is like a big difference between the physical footprint of where the screws, etc. go. If this fits, this could potentially become the greatest PC.
Nick Barnes was expecting a Brian Beach fan.
No, they actually sent the Chromax version because I did have a plan for a whole build to go with this, and then I couldn't physically get it to fit inside the case that I wanted to do it with. So they're like, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine. Just la la la.
It's been taken out the front of the Land Rover, have you, Bob?
Right, I don't think it's going to go without removing the front I/O. Oh. Oh, oh, oh. Right, there's a screw there. I can't undo that because that's held on from the front.
Can't really see much on camera though.
Sorry, yeah, it's very hard for me to kind of get across to you how this is not going. We turn the power supply off a minute. I'll disconnect some of this stuff. Get it out of the way. This will fit, it's just a matter of making it fit. So, because of the angle, actually, let me take my coat off a minute. Not my coat, my thing. I'm actually sweating like a bloody MP on the COVID inquiry.
Have you ever had a fake PC component?
Yeah, I think I had a fake SanDisk SD card, I think. Well, whether it's fake or not, I'm not sure, but it didn't bloody work. Normally they do.
Use duct tape and blue tack.
Well, I think that is... Why is that not fitting in there? Oh, it won't come out now. Right. This is really frustrating because it should kind of go, but I don't think there's enough clearance to kind of get it to go down, so to speak. And I'm trying to see how this physically fits in, because if I can take the bottom plate off, I think the bottom plate is actually part of the whole chassis.
Just Feds says, don't forget super glue for extra sturdiness. I bought you some new ones.
You did? Just did. I'm not lying. I wonder. Now this is where it would have been good if the front section would come off.
Says, Mike, make this Noctua fan. Mike, fit this Noctua fan in.
I'm gonna do it.
What doesn't fit is made to fit.
Yes.
Cables, ties.
Right. Now this is going to work properly. I'm not going to F up the case. I am going to remove the front I/O because I think it's the cabling in the top which is in the way.
Right, Bob, I believe Mike is as keen to fit this as I am to see it.
I am. This has got to happen.
It's like one of those little things you get in Christmas crackers.
Yeah, it is like
Impossible.
the Chinese puzzle.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Right, that's the wrong size screwdriver. Again, can someone please hit me every time I use that screwdriver? Not that I approve of violence,
My rhythm stick.
but for me I think it's... I can even use the Borg mounts. Right, let's shut that on the floor.
Oh, mate, there's a nice box.
Gonna do it. Gonna fit it. Where's my screwdriver gone? I had a screwdriver once. There it is.
Not that one. That's the wrong size.
No, that's the wrong size there.
I know, I was kidding you.
I see what you did there. Right, so the front I/O.
Break out the Dremel too, come on.
I can't bring...
Use a hammer.
If I destroy this case before I've had a chance of... Oh, bollocks.
Duct tape fixes everything.
It does, but at the moment I'm not trying to actually fix anything. I'm trying to remove something. The fixing part of it is going to be another part of the problem. If in doubt, smash the living bejesus out of it.
Come on.
I'm doing it. I'm there. It's going to good. It's going to go. If it doesn't, it's going in the air fryer and I'll bend it into shape. That's not a bad idea, actually.
Mount the fan on the outside of the front panel.
O'Reilly, wash your mouth out. Use an air chisel.
The bigger the doubt, the bigger the clout.
Oh, is there another screw holding that in? Oh, bloody hell. The vindictive bastards. They put 4 screws in here rather than 2.
They knew what you were going to do.
I would say it's a... If this goes in, actually it's staying in. Oh, crapola. What is that just fell apart? Oh my... Right. Now, I should have probably been watching this to see what went where.
Stick it on the end of the poker and put it in the fire and let it shrink like a crisp packet.
Watch out.
Mazy moves.
Right, Have I just created
Gravity, why don't you put the case upside down?
Yeah, gravity.
Put some butter on the corner.
Put some butter on the corner.
It's alright, we got some oil out of the air fryer earlier.
Yeah, I'll stick some air fryer oil in it, that'll do it. Right, where did those 4 screws come from? And what have I taken? Oh, that's for the...
Dropped a lid on the
that's
floor,
for the front
didn't
panel. Just don't, just leave me alone.
Wait until you leave things over them
I'm
on
st-
this stool.
I'm stressed out now. Right, one more screw. That's what she said. Just one for all time's sake. Where's that screw go? Right. I only wish I could show you this, but I can barely see it myself.
You need Brian from Tecware City to WD-40 yet. 69 likes.
Hey! This is almost as bad as a headlight on a Vauxhall Corsa.
Mocha. Want it?
No, headlights on a Corsa are worse. Oh, there's not. Oh, there's another screw. They put 5 screws in this one. Animals. Absolute animals. Thank you for the super chat, Ugly Bob. And thanks for the helpful colours. They're not helping. Right. There's definitely a screw missing from somewhere. Ah, I think that was it then. Okay. So 3 screws, 3 holes, IO removed. And there is annoying piece of plastic and some other screws. Okay, right. Moment of truth time. Has any of that been worthwhile? So we've taken the front panel IO out and made a right mess of that. So clearly if this goes in, it's staying there. Michael T says, I thought Mike could be used to putting small threads in small holes. How very dare you. Calf's like, right, where's my fan? My only fan. Right. I don't know how... No. I keep on finding little bits of bloody screws and things here. Right.
Classic line.
I thought it was in. You told me it was in. Right. So I'm going to...
Grate cheese with it.
Yeah.
If we get that fan in, we can see if we can grate it and slice it.
Hallelujah. There we go. So that was all it needed. It needed a little bit more room at the top there to get that in. So now I can try and get some form of screwage in there to hold it in place. But we've succeeded. Well, I say I've succeeded. You've just come along for the ride. What kind of screw am I going to put in here and how the hell am I going to do it up?
Shall we try chopping cheese with it on the inside and grating it on the outside?
It's not a bad idea. Right.
I believe you did that one night.
I know what I'm going to use. I'm going to use cable ties. This shouldn't be done, but for the sake of the experiment here. Hi Poppy, how you doing? So sorry to poke you in the eye face thing. Bless your heart. Sorry about this, but I'm actually going to have a shortbread break. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's episode is brought to you in association with Sainsbury's finest shortbread all butter fingers. Butterfingers, my favourite.
Ugly Bob's the forest, the forest is chunky.
Look at that sugary sweet goodness.
Can you get it in one?
Of course I can.
Sideways. That way. I wouldn't believe.
Yeah, really good.
Oh.
Calf's going to choke in a minute. I'm going to be the richest. I'm going to be the richest man in Downend. Right. Don't choke, because you got to bloody do cooking tomorrow.
Well, you could get pissed.
I didn't get married, so I can do my own cooking.
What?
What?
I think Bob.
What's Bob done? O'Reilly says, damn it, I owe Mike £10. Damn it, Mike, screw it in properly. Food porn. You get two and you still put so much. Oh dear. I don't even know the national anthem. They've changed it, haven't they? Because we've got a new monarch. This was probably not such a good idea, actually.
Fake shortbread. No guy in a kilt on the packet. Glenn said.
Sorry.
And is that fan sucking or blowing?
Now
you've got it in.
It is going to be, well, it's going to be doing both actually. It's sucking on one side and blowing on the other. If I can get this cable tie in. Oh, come on, you spiteful bastard. Right, I can't see a thing. I'm going to buy a head torch. Definitely. I saw one actually on Adrian's Digital Basement.
Is the fan puffing or puffing?
I am semi-professional. This is what happens when you...
Hang on the nuts.
It's a good job I don't use those anymore. Oh, you absolute pig, get through there. Right, I actually might end up using screws, to be fair. It might be easier. I'm pretty sure these screws are not going to be long enough, which is why I was trying to fudge it. And I can't go through the actual outer because... Oh, did I get any purchase on there at all? No. Right, so I either need some really long AIO screws, because these are basically AIO screws. Let me have a look in my screws box, see what I have.
Is that your new screw box?
My new screws box. Look at this. This is organised.
What was that, Dave Aiken?
I'm going to drop them now. Right.
Influenced you.
Yeah, I was influenced by Dave Aiken.
Hashtag.
And those are actually shorter than the ones inside the case. Bugger. So those were AIO screws, so those are not going to do the job. So, we have some choices to make here.
3-inch nails?
Eh?
3-inch nails?
I was thinking more along the lines of sticky as shit.
Sticks like shit.
Sticks like shit. Now, because this case is threaded, as most tend to be for these sorts of size fans, I can screw through from the other side, so through... Because the problem is, because we've got this extra depth here. Now, if we get rid of or enlarge this hole on the outer side, I can get the screw head to go all the way through there, and then I can still use those mountings. But it then means that a very expensive fan is permanently buggered, which isn't great, to be honest. So I much would rather prefer to go the cable tie route, although...
Can you remove the front so we can see it better?
I can't, that is the problem. If I could get to the front, this would be a lot easier, because then I could just screw self-tappers into it. But the front panel is screwed on in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 15 places at least. And even then, I don't know if it all come apart.
Bet Carrie Holzman would get it off.
Carrie Holzman would do it. I think actually the majority of the frame itself comes out, because the front I/O section, this front panel, and the entirety of the bottom is all one solid piece, and the frame is kind of bolted inside of it. So I don't think, well, it is doable, it is possible, but I don't think it is kind of within the scope of what we are able to do tonight. I'm trying to think, actually, when a motherboard's in there, where are the fan headers going to be? That's right, I'm thinking kind of out loud a minute to see where the cable needs to be. I think I am going to go back to the cable tie method.
You need to have that further back. You've been practicing that with that bottle opener, haven't you?
That's really hurting. Come on.
Yeah, some threaded rod and some nuts.
I haven't got any nuts.
You broke them with the torch landed.
Yeah, the torch destroyed those. Right, I've got one in. Actually, it's a shame I ain't got bigger ears. This work. Actually, that's right. Right, I'm going to cable tie this. Don't make me laugh or smile, because if I do, my ears are going to move and I'll drop the torch into me nuts again. Right, don't need that now. I've got one in. One in done. Let's get another one in. Okie dokie. I'm not giving up on this.
Multitasking ears.
Yeah, they're hearing and doing other stuff at the same time. Let's see. Now, I will. I think.
Noctua fans come with pull-through rubber mounts in the box.
They do, but because these holes are threaded, they're not as wide as the normal like pull-through bits. But yeah, I do understand exactly where you're coming from with that. I've actually got a bunch of those rubber pull-throughs, but they won't go through the hole because it's way too small. But thank you. I do...
Are they RGB cable ties?
No, I have got those on the shelf. Bob sent those, didn't he?
That was Velcro ties, wasn't it?
Oh, have I put that through the wrong bloody hole? Oh, I have as well. Asperger's. This could be so much easier. Oh, balls. Balls. What I should have done is left it on the shelf, is to grab the original fan, because this one's got umpteen million different mounting places. So if I match that up, I can see which ones I should use. So it's the inner ones. Inner, inner. Inner, inner, winner, dinner.
Inner ting tong. Has anyone been there?
Bob's been there, no doubt.
I bet he has.
Bob, for 'twas his name.
Mission Impossible in their ting tong.
Yeah. Have you been to a location in the southwest of the United Kingdom, on the outskirts of Exmouth, called Inner Ting Tong? How they managed to come up with a name for that, Bob's like, yes. I'm pretty sure somewhere on my NAS or on the photos library, there is a picture of us. We literally pulled over and it's like, I gotta get a picture of that.
We did it for about 6 years in a row.
Yeah.
But we always had cars and there was just a single place to pass, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I think we just let people have to wait behind us before, didn't we?
What a name. Why would you name a place Inner Ting Tong? Like, at which point in the planning process does someone turn around and say, like, really? Do you think this is a good idea?
But we have Cock Road around here, don't we? And Upper Cock Road.
We do.
And Lower Cock Road. Isn't there?
Yeah. Oh, typical. Right, the cable ties are a little bit too big for that particular... got it. Got one. This is hard work.
Ugly Bob camped out at Dole Ditch.
Yeah.
Which was just next to Outer Ting Tong.
I want to know what they say in Outer Ting Tong. You missed out the G on the end. It's not Ting Tong, it's literally Ting Tong.
He did it. He's put Ting Tong.
No, but O'Reilly.
Oh. Where's O'Reilly put it?
Underneath that.
Oh.
I think this is working. We're getting there slowly. I need 3D eyes or something. Oh, now I need lights in. Actually, what am I doing? This thing's magnetic. Idiot. Why didn't I do that like minutes ago?
The place I believe Bob stayed in Outer Ting Tong was called Pooh Cottage.
Nice. Pooh Cottage in Ting Tong.
Outer Ting Tong.
Outer Ting Tong. Unbelievable. It's not surprising as a nation that English have got such a bad reputation throughout the world. Because we're just nuts.
And it wasn't shit.
And the people that actually govern us are absolute imbeciles as well. It's fantastic. Right, I should show you this before I chop those off. So what I've done, there's a cable tie going through the front, through the cable. Yeah, hopefully. Probably more so now. So there's a cable tie coming straight through here. Then another cable tie going on there to kind of lock it into position. So that's given us just about the right level on there. It's not perfect, and it probably wants stretching in a little bit, but for what we need to do for testing purposes, that is absolutely fine. What is that? I can't read that from here.
Resistance is futile, you 200 mil cable tie bastard.
Cable tie bastard, you will fit. On pain of death. This is going to last about, I don't know, not long. The plastic catches on these are useless. Righty. So, let's begin. Where did I put the controller? Ah, there it is. I think. Yep, there we are. There we are. And I can unplug that one now. Alright, Flame, enjoying yourself. Have you had a nice day? Now, the PWM on this isn't going to be perfect because it needs really to be connected to a motherboard to get the full spread of the RPMs. But in theory...
Bang! I think a cable tie is catching somewhere. What's that, Flame?
There we go. We now have almost silence.
Even Flame turned around to look at that noise. He thought it was a fly to catch.
Right, what speed is that on? Is that on stopped? Is it stopping? Yes. So let's turn it up 1. It's working. Although...
It looks like a giant power supply from this angle, James Miscellaneous.
It does a bit. I've got to say... Can you hear that? Can you hear the noise of it?
I can hear it. Rick?
There's definitely a bit of a... Considering this is the Noctua fan, that should be quieter than that.
But is it because it's not 1000% screwed in?
I don't think so. Hello, Rick. Rick, Mike, I've just ordered you a head tour. It should be on Monday, the 27th. Rick, you shouldn't have done that. Thank you, though. I do need one, to be fair.
Does that case fit into an IKEA cupboard unit?
It does.
Does it actually?
Yeah.
Take one of those drawers out behind you and see.
Right, I plugged in another fan, and suddenly they both stopped working. So something's clearly gone wrong there. Ah. Now this one is spinning, and the Chromax has stopped spinning altogether.
Is it? It looks like it's speeding up again.
There is a noise on this somewhere. I'm trying to work out where it's coming from. Something's rubbing. But actually at this speed,
That's racing.
Jesus Christ, that's moving a lot of air. Look at my hair follicles moving.
Let's do it in the camera advert.
Considering they're both supposed to be at the same RPM, or same thing, this is moving a lot more air. Like, a lot more air. Yes, it's noisier, but that's moving a lot of air. Whereas that is moving a bit, but not a lot. And actually, they've both got the same 6-leg support on the back as well. Almost identically. So I think that is a little bit too noisy for normal use. There is something rubbing.
That's racing.
Can you hear it? It's like a... like something is rubbing somewhere.
Do you need another cup of tea?
Oh, listen to that. Can you hear that? Can you hear that? It's literally making a song. It's like singing. Squealing. No, Mike, don't, you bastard.
Probably both made in the same Chinese factory.
Is it trying to be a train? No, I think it's trying to be like a seal or something. Or a whale. It's doing whale music at me.
Dodgy bearing.
You can hear it now, can't you? Please tell me you can actually hear that and I'm not going mad.
I can hear something, but it's not singing.
It's whale music. Right, I'm gonna take precautions. Actually, I'm not. I'm just gonna stab this and see what's underneath it. Because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a bearing in there, which I can add a little lubricant to, and it should improve things.
Sounds like an old clock.
Yeah.
So that might be on fire.
Oh yeah, our fire is ticking away as well, which probably doesn't help. Right, you should never really do this.
All I can hear is boom, da da boom, da da boom.
Who said that?
Nick Byrne.
Boy, are you watching Eurovision?
Might be Strictly.
Do 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 do. Right, that noise is definitely coming from in there. Said the ghost hunter on the ghost hunting expedition. So let's try a little bit of Oxford 365 lube. Lube for her pleasure. That's lighter now. It's probably not a good look, is it? Oh, actually, I don't want to pour that much in, do I? It's just ludicrous. Oh, bejeebus. Right, spin, you bastard.
Don't do this at home.
Reducing speed.
Don't do this at home.
Don't do this at home. I am a trained professional. I've got a GCSE and everything. Still not great, to be completely honest. I can't tell whether it's just a cheap fan or the bearing is damaged. I don't think it is damaged. I think it's just a cheapish fan because there's definitely an offset of the fan. So if I put my finger in the back, there's like a ridge and you can kind of see it wobbling. Actually, you might be able to see it from that on the camera. Can you see it wobbling? I can. I don't know if you'll be able to. And actually, I can feel it. Yeah, you can actually hear it a little bit as well. Or it might be just I'm not using enough power. I think I've broken it now. It's moving a fair bit of air. Oh, I forgot I still got that one plugged in as well. Right, let's plug in the other one. And I'm going to try this now with the PWM controller, which should, in theory, give it a bit more wiggle room. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Right, PWM signal, thank you. Power, boom. Actually, let's have RGB back. I miss RGB in my life. Right, fans. Oh, Calf's boiling the kettle now, so I can't do any noise characteristic things. Oh, right. Let's put the lube away.
Oh, I haven't put Maisie's collar back on.
Let's have a biscuit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think arguably the Chromax appears to be the better option. Oh, here you go.
Thanks, Beth.
Let's have a
Come on, put 2 in and whistle the anthem.
I don't think I
Just
could.
whistle anything.
Nick Barnes says use overhead cam. There you go. Not sure if you can see much there. You can see my cup of tea. Right, set it to 50. Where is that turbulence coming from? It's really weird that it's making as much noise as it is when the old Antec Lamboy 200mm ones are fine. So where does this have to be to stop making noises? Actually, I don't think this is doing PWM. Because it seems to get to a point where it just goes full speed regardless. Right, let's give up on the PWM controller. I've got a Noctua PWM controller. Come on, lights off. Pew! Let's try that.
Sorry, Nick Barnes meant for wobbly fan light.
What's that? Oh, sorry, yeah, could have put the overhead. Got you. My mistake. I understand what you mean now. Good job. That's probably broken.
What is it?
It was a plastic screwdriver. Let's plug in a little bit of more RGB because there's never enough RGB in the world. Jesus, why is that not coming out of there? That's meant to come out of there. Oh no, that's the extension end. Moron.
Oh, it's a shame it's not on the other camera.
Yeah, why didn't that come off of there? Because there's an extension, you moronic. So I could then unplug his VU, plug in that.
Bang!
Ah, dead. And then plug into the controller. I can turn it on now. And we get more RGB. So that can go inside the case, can it, nicely? This is actually from GameMax, part of their RGB bundle. Now this is the bit that I never quite understand, because there's loads of cables that come with this.
You go back up in your box or have some here?
So
Maybe.
that must be into there.
Pull it back on Babs. Okay.
Or is it into there? Yeah, that goes into there. That powers it. Oh, it's all so complex. You'd think Noctua being Noctua would like make a fan controller somewhat idiot-proof.
Oh, she took it to the babies.
Right.
Diner all night, babies.
Now we have proper PWM control. Right, so that's on full speed. Noisy-ish. Down to about 50%. Yeah, that's better. Still moving a bit of air. Not a huge amount though, to be absolutely honest. But the hard drives are going to get a lot of cooling because there's a lot of air moving underneath. So if you've got hard drives under here, those are going to get a lot of cooling. And we'll take it to PWM fixed mode. That's on its lowest setting, so it's moving a little bit of air. £10 from O'Reilly for a super chat. Thank you very much. So £10 for the blooper cable. Oh, that's the extension, not for mounting the fan with the cable. Yeah. Thank you. Well, this is working, and actually noise level is much better. But I think actually the same, if not similar, would also be achievable with the standard fan. So in some ways I'm glad that this actually fitted, but in some ways I'm actually a little bit disappointed that it's not better. Anyway, hey ho. You live and learn. Well, I generally don't. I don't learn. I make the same mistakes multiple times, expecting a different outcome. RGB. Right, I'm going to start trying to put this all back together, at which point Kath can ask any questions whilst I'm concentrating on putting all this together. But what do you think? What's your overall thoughts on this case? I actually, for a micro ATX case, I really did like the Thermaltake V21. That for me was a really cool case because it gave a lot of flexibility that you didn't really get on micro ATX builds. There's always something which was going to be that kind of if only it did, or if only it had. And the whole not tempered glass, the whole acrylic side panels in the mesh on the V21, for its time, don't get me wrong, it was very cool, and it was an extremely popular case, especially in the modding community. Like, they were really into it. And also it was stackable as well, so you could put one on top of the other and put like your GPU in one and your motherboard and stuff in the other, which is all pretty good. Yes, Kath?
Are you going to do a build in this case, Hugh?
I am going to do a build in this case, but I'm not entirely sure what. That is where I am kind of, I don't know what to put in it. Because it's one of those cases that to do a build in it, like from myself, it would be relatively straightforward to do because I kind of know what I like and I know what I'd put in there. But with doing it with a mind to obviously moving the case on and finding a new home for it, that then gives you a whole new headache because obviously not everybody's got the same likes, tastes, needs, etc. So it's really difficult to kind of gauge how much you should invest into a build in order to be able to potentially recoup some of it at least, or a big portion of it is what you're aiming for really. So it's always like a gamble. I am tempted to put in one of the new Ryzen 8000 series when they come out, but I don't think that they are going to be available kind of in the near term. I think it's going to be probably March, February. They will be announced at CES, but they won't be available for sale, I don't think, until February.
How many mounting positions on the Noctua AF20 PWM?
How many mounting positions?
Yeah.
What, actually on the fan itself?
I assume so.
There. Hold that in front of the camera, Kath.
I can. I'm doing this.
Oh, okay.
After.
I'll show you.
They can't see in this anyway.
Yeah. As soon as the lights have finished doing their thing, we'll have a look.
You're going to do your thing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Luigi. £10 super chat. Should I be worried about my motherboard? Came without a seal on box and a rip on cardboard box where it opens. B650 Tomahawk. I don't know. I've found a lot of modern motherboards, especially the MSI ones, don't actually have the seal intact. Very rarely do they. I'm not sure why that is. Mine that I had certainly didn't have the seal intact, but then mine I thought was faulty, and
showing them all?
And since turned it back. I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Can you see the mountings on there? I think that should do it, Kath. Thank you.
For mine to get into spine. Right.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be overly concerned about it. It's, well, it depends. If it's a kind of like a life and death thing, and if the motherboard doesn't work when you use it for the first time, and you're not going to be able to like have time to get it ready for maybe Christmas or something, then I don't know. And by the way, thank you. That's your first super chat on a live stream. It says let's celebrate, but what can I celebrate?
Got a disco ball?
Oh, no, it won't let me do it. I click on it, but it didn't let me do anything. But we'll celebrate it anyway. No, I don't think it's a big issue, to be honest with you. A lot of motherboards, especially depending where they've come from, sometimes they have to open them, maybe to do a BIOS update or something. So it may have been flashed with a newer BIOS for security reasons or whatever. It's hard to tell. It could be the fact that it is a factory return or something. It's always hard to really work out what to do.
Alexa's thoughts about the case. It might be a nice flower pot.
It would be a nice flower pot. I can definitely see where you're coming from with that.
But it wouldn't be very watertight.
No. It would be probably good for succulents, maybe.
I like the case. I would not want to mount a 200mm fan in front, but not much other options.
Yeah, that is one of the downsides of it, really, because it is kind of pre-configured with it. It would have been nice if they would have had a bracket that was bigger, so maybe you could put two 120s on top of each other. And the thing is, because the fan itself isn't RGB or anything, it's not like it would have disrupted the light show in any way.
On the screen.
Sorry.
That's alright, no one said it. Well, I'm trying to catch up still. Glenn says Colink did a nice cube case too, forget the name.
Yeah, they did. Oh god, what was that? The Colink. Yeah, I can't think now. Colink cube case. Not sure.
Dutch Jan, it's a big V1 in my opinion.
Yes, it is. The like I said earlier on, if you've used a V1 or a V21, the V1 was the mini ATX, and the V21 was the micro ATX. There is a lot of similarities with it. I would argue that the build quality is better on this, and the actual metals used inside it are superior as well. And I've put the fan in before I've put the I/O back in.
Kenny D, I would say more higher end or just larger components would be interesting to see in this case, in terms of cooling and how they will look, like a large air cooler and a 2.5 or 3 slot card.
Yeah, I think
Oh, yeah.
Graphics-
Nice nails.
graphics card is going to be a little bit tricky on this because it's micro ATX. You've only got those 4 bits there, and you've got the glass here. So that is definitely going to be something to consider with micro ATX, with it being too close to the glass. The reason, or the way that the Thermaltake got away with this, is because you had the interchangeable panels. So you could have the mesh one either at the top or on the side. So if you had a graphics card in there, it could still pull in cool air from the side. Whereas with this, you are going to be relying somewhat on the fan pushing cool air in, which may or may not work. A bit like me when I'm trying to put this back in. Why did I do this? Remind me again, why did I do this? Yeah. Right, I'm going to have to take the fan back out, I think, to put the stuff back in. Let's go on with some more questions then.
Bill.
Wild Bill!
Looks cheap and nasty, sort of Heath Robinson.
It looks cheap and nasty, okay. I wouldn't say it looks... Well, arguably it looks nasty. That is very much a subjective thing. I don't think it look... Well, it probably looks cheap on camera. It doesn't look or... Well, yeah, it doesn't look or feel cheap in real life. If anything, it actually feels quite premium. All the materials that are being used do appear to be quality ones. The steel is all very... it's all very solid. Which is normally not the sign that you'd get with a cheap or inexpensive case. And this is actually quite an expensive case in terms of money. I think this is about 70 quid on Amazon. Which again is one of those things that you kind of start to question a little bit of, like, if you're spending this sort of money on a case, you've got to either really, really like the design of it, or have some specific need where you don't have another choice. You have to go with this kind of form factor. So yeah, it's an odd one for sure. It's very thought-provoking, which is why I kind of wanted to do it on the stream to start with, to see like the ideas that you guys had and your thoughts on it.
So we've got to go buy yucca next week.
A yucca?
For the build.
Why?
The plant pot.
Oh. Right. I don't appreciate me taking this apart. This was a bad idea. And the chances of this going back together are slim.
When you get it, say in the review.
Yeah. In the review I was like, if you decide to take this apart, don't.
Because you're like, it'll end up looking like this.
Because you'll end up like me on the stream with a bloody crooked back, trying to get this all together. Actually, saying that, it's not too bad if you do this. Although saying that, where's the LED goes there, that's it. Oh, that wasn't too bad. I got it back together and my butt doesn't hurt. Sorry, I'm really, really concentrating on putting this in, because if those springs go flying around the house, I'd be pissed. It's almost like I time these things.
That's like
I clearly don't.
I say something and straight
Hello,
after,
laddios.
you'll ask that question.
Ugly Bob. Same here when I ordered B450. Yeah, I think pretty much most motherboards these days come unwrapped to some extent.
Yeah, I don't think it's sold in the US at the moment.
What, this case?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Weirdly, I don't understand why, but from what I gather, Tecware do most of their business in the USA and like the Americas in general. Cool, that's working. But for some reason, this case doesn't appear to be on sale in America. It's available in the UK and also available in Europe as well, I believe.
80 euros in Germany.
80 euros. That is quite a lot of money, isn't it? 80 quid. You can kind of see where it's gone because there's some expensive stuff going on here. Like there's a lot of metal, and it's like proper premium metal. It's not cheap stuff. Because quite often you get these cases and you can have like any of these bits you can twist and they just move, which is never particularly kind of endearing. You're always thinking, oh God, is it going to fall apart?
Mookie asks, is it a review sample you have to return?
That is a good question, actually. I don't think I do. I'm not sure.
It is a review sample.
It is a review sample for sure. Whether or not I have to return it, I don't know. I actually didn't ask that question.
But they'll regret it if they do.
Yeah. If they do want it back, it may go back in multiple pieces or multiple shipments.
They're 80 quid on Amazon at the moment.
Yeah, 80 quid is a lot of money. See, I would have thought... Well, actually, if someone...
That's 160 or more cheese sandwiches.
It is. If somebody in the chat, if you don't mind, could you possibly do a search for the Thermaltake V21 and see just a comparison, because that is the same shape and layout, see how much you can pick up one of those for now. It's unlikely you're going to be able to pick one up new, but if you could have a look, I would very much appreciate that, because I'm kind of a little bit hands full at the moment.
Sit in the box next to the fire.
But considering the Corsair 4000D is on sale at the moment for £58 here in the UK, I know it's not a micro ATX case, but arguably the 4000D is the superior case by quite a margin. And it's got a Thermaltake logo. Go away! Don't like you.
Whatever they find on the web will be on your Facebook next.
Yeah. If you tolerate the web, then Mozilla will be next. I don't even know where that all came from. Right. Let's get this out of the way.
You run £80 from Scan Computer.
£80?
Yeah.
That's interesting, actually, for being the same price.
BF offer.
Black Friday, $59.99.
Yeah.
76. Thanks, guys.
$59.99.
So
$76.36 on Amazon US.
So it's not. If you take into consideration, then the Thermaltake V21 is basically this case's kind of spiritual ancestor. It's effectively the same case. I would argue that if you looked at the specifications, the sizes and dimensions are within like spitting distance of each other. They're going to be extremely close. So for them to be similar prices at the moment is kind of nuts, and I would probably, well, actually saying that, it depends what you're going to put in it. If you're going to put in a monster graphics card, which you probably won't anyway, because 315 mils is the most this can do anyway, then the Thermaltake might have a slight advantage with that mesh side, even though it's perspex and mesh and all a bit tacky. For the construction and the case quality and all that itself, I think this is the better buy. If there's only a couple of quid in it, then I would go with this. And it's got RGB.
Aletta still has her eye on a Thermaltake CTE C750R.
C750R, yes. The funnily, the C700R is like ridiculously popular, like insanely so, and they're really struggling to maintain stocks of it at all. And I think the 700 is the one, because it's slightly smaller, it leaves the door open to a few more people. And sadly, we actually lost one in the post, which, well, yeah, we did. We lost it because it was ours, but it was lost in the post. So yeah, we lost a C700R in the post, which was quite upsetting. And because we didn't have a receipt for it as such, they refused to pay out for it. So that was a tough lesson learned. But
what you insure, what you're posting out,
yeah,
unless you have a receipt, it's not valid.
Yeah, I always was of the opinion that if you bought insurance for your postal, then your insurance value that you ask for and that you pay for is what you can claim for.
As long as you can prove it kind of costs that much.
But apparently that isn't the case, which is, yeah, which sucks a little. But yeah, you learn something new every day. Right, so I think that is everything, isn't it? Right, I'm going to put this to bed, sort of. Cheers, truck fan. No doubt you'll be back shortly. Oh, crazy people. Okay, anyway, that's done. Alright, he says, for me, any future PC cases needs to be able to take the 6950 XT.
Rick says thermal take front panel comes off.
Yes, yeah, on the thermal take the front panel comes off and is actually rotatable because you can turn the I/O for either the top or the side, bottom if you want to, or the other side, so it will fit in 4 different ways.
And why Ali says that would be a lot better if the front came off.
I think if the front came off, it would be a little bit easier to work with. I don't know whether it would actually change much other than that. Something I did notice in here, actually, which is a little bit unusual, is the one of these plastic thumb screws just shattered, obliterated itself. Strange.
Did you drop the torch on it?
No, I don't think I dropped it at all, to be honest. Maybe I did.
Did you vacuum it up?
I didn't have any vacuum-related bloopers of it, if that's what you're asking. God, yeah, if you put the filter on, that makes that top panel very, very hard to remove. Glass panel. So yeah, it's it's one of those cases which raises questions. It's not really cheap enough to do a budget build in, but at the same time, do you want to risk putting a high-end build in there when potentially it's not a hotbox by any stretch of the imagination, but the graphics card, because of this TG panel, could suffer in terms of ventilation, which is why I was saying earlier on that it would be a really good idea to do like a Ryzen 8000 series build in this with an APU, and maybe even put a whole bunch of drives in there.
With the filter, probably stops the vibrations.
Oh, for the top, yeah, that's actually quite likely.
Why, Ali, that was.
Good point. Well made.
I didn't have my second shortbread. I expect you're on your third now, aren't you?
No, I'm not. How dare you? It's quite funny actually, because when me and Kath have any goodies like biscuits or anything, when we do it on stream, it's really good, because normally, like, they'd be gone in milliseconds. We'd like just inhale the shortbread. Like, currently on the desk at the moment, Kath's got 2 apple rounds. The apple rounds from Iceland are amazing. Like, I don't really like apple-based pastry, but the apple rounds are freaking awesome.
And I got 3 almond fingers.
Kath's got 3 almond fingers.
Sorry, Alex, I know you prefer 4.
Oh dear.
And then I've got
What can you
this
say?
is that Angel brought back from Spain this week.
Oh yeah, we've got some Spanish stuff from Ange.
But I don't have time to eat it. I've even got a parcel I haven't even opened.
Dutch Jan says I use a V1 as my NAS. Yeah, I never actually had the V1. When the V1 came out, I was very much against the whole principle behind ITX builds in general, because at that point of my life, everything was like about price to performance, and ITX always had that unnerving extra money that you had to spend on it to make it actually you know,
Uggs.
to make it worthwhile. On his 5th.
No. What he had earlier.
I can't see now.
He's near the bottom.
Oh, I had some fish fingers earlier.
And William Booty.
Does Mike eat biscuits like Hematep? I don't know, actually. I can't remember how Hematep does them. He just inhales them, doesn't he? Yeah, I think I might do then. Hematep. Bless him. Flame, I really need you to, like, go somewhere so I can put all this stuff away.
Okay.
I'm sure there was something else that we got hold of this week which I really wanted to tell everybody about, but I'll be damned if I can work out what it was.
What's going on, Flamey?
Well, at least we can say in the review that we have tried test fitting and installing the Noctua AF20, and it does actually fit.
Badly.
Whether or not you'd want to is another matter, and you may need to get some custom brackets to hold it in place, or some custom screws. You can probably get some, I think they're M3 screws, so if you've got some 35mm M3 screws, that would hold it in perfectly. But it's, do you have access to 35mm M3 screws? And do you know what, as I'm actually saying that out loud in my head, I've actually got 35 or 40mm M3 screws.
Let's try again then.
Literally on my desk.
Right, hurry up, because Flame's heavy.
Alright, put them down then.
Yeah, because go back on the box.
Don't go on the bottom, Flame, because we've got to put this...
I'll have it back in a minute, mate. Mate.
Sorry about this, everybody. We've got to make some room. Was that in a bag? This. I'll put it down here. Yep, power buttons still work. Must check that. I wonder if I could get away with this video as being the review for this case. Because I have covered a lot. I think.
Mind your tea.
Did that go in like that? Well, it does now. Yeah, that kind of works.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Oh god.
Blacks on the screen.
There, that's okay, I think. Those don't really fit on there, but it's fine.
There we go, Flame.
Let me put tape on it.
Not yet.
Not yet, Flame. Hold your bloody horses. You did it. You've earned another hour to stand. No, to sit.
He's sweating holding him.
It's hot in here.
It's hot in here. It is hot. Nearly, Flame. Not yet. Poppy Doral.
She's still in here.
No, she's gone up. Kittens. I'll bring them down now.
There you go. Oh, please don't until I put everything away.
I'll put everything away then and I'll bring one down at a time.
You're not going to get away with one at a time,
I'm
right?
not going to be able to commute with three at a time.
Yeah, I know.
With fire lit.
Where's the bin gone?
There.
Bin gone crazy. Let's have another one of these things.
93rd.
Oh, we didn't get the custard slices out of the freezer.
Oh.
Oh, well.
What?
I need one of those things that you have on other channels.
A bleep.
An assistant.
Oh, Colin Hilton's in. Thank you, Colin.
Colin! Thank you very much, Colin, for your donation. It's much appreciated, sir. I did mention it earlier. And hopefully you're feeling better.
Let the £90 cat just find out why it's not a good idea to slap an £80 pit bull.
£20 cat. Jesus. That's
Not that heavy, is it?
£20? No, actually. What's that in kilos?
We don't even work in kilos, but I think Flame's about 5.
No, he's got to be 10.
He's got to be more now, but he was about 5. And the girls were about 3. How's Colin feeling?
How is Colin feeling? That is the question on our lips, really. Hey, he's still alive. That's the best thing. I keep on thinking I'm getting a cold as well.
Something loud.
Hmm?
Sweet Jesus, that was loud. I don't know what that was.
That was it.
Just catching up.
Oh, right, that's done. That's packed away. That's good. Actually, I'm going to move this. Yeah, do you want to get rid of that monitor in the other room, please?
Where does it go?
Just put it next to that PC box, please. Thank you. And let's unplug the power supply because we don't need that anymore. And if the little cats are going to be down here in a minute, don't want them getting into it. I've been playing around with the computer behind me, trying to get the temps down, and I don't know why, but it seems to be warmer now than what it was before. Trying to reduce the temperatures and actually increase them, but I think I've done something with the fan airflow. It doesn't seem to be as cool. It used to be like 39, 40 while we're streaming, and currently we're at 45, so it has increased a little bit. Although saying that, it's pretty warm in here today, and we are at 55% humidity, so it feels kind of a bit dry.
Is this Flame?
Right, let me get out of your way.
Candy. No, you've got to sit there.
Why?
Because you'll fall off the table.
Ah, okay. Get rid of those. Chuck some of that crap in the bin.
Oh.
So we're about to be greeted by
Yes.
one of the younger members of the clan. There she is. Hey, young'un. Oi. Hello, mate. You okay? This is Candy. She's very small. Our tiny little kitten. Night, Bill.
Doo doo. Is that well, Bill?
Yeah.
Doo 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 doo.
What's that? No?
This way.
Not interested?
Look this way. You're gonna sneeze.
Who's that, Flame? That's little Candy. She's a butthead. It's there saying, oh, sweet bigger this week. We don't really notice it.
They're on proper food this week.
Yeah, they're eating real food now. They'll be in the air fryer next week. Hey, where you going? Look that way. There. Oh, Flame's feeling a bit left out now. Do you want a cup of tea? Don't you dare drink that or fall into it. Oh, she's quite a cutie. Isn't she, Flame?
Gosh, I can't see now.
Come here, monkey balls.
You want to look at the screws? High five.
Oh, yeah, we haven't done high five, have we? Candy, come here.
Go that way. That's an edge there.
High five. Wait. Candy.
Never work with.
Never work with animals or animals. No, no high fives today.
Candy, high five. You found your mouse now, haven't you?
Nearly. Do you want to play with PCB?
You done?
Oh dear. That one has real personality. Candy? You having a sleep? You having a sleep there? Or is you having an itch? Not the space bar. Oh, Alt Control Delete. Come here. Remember this room? You were in there in your little box, but they're not allowed in this room. Get out my tea. Let's have a little close up. Come here, Flame. Candy. No. She's not having it. All right, we give up on that.
Next.
Next. Never.
Whoever comes to me first.
Okie dokie. There you go. So there's little Candy. She's growing up fast. Yeah, actually, oh no, screen's okay. That's all right. So, what are we looking out for the Cyber Monday? Are you excited for Cyber Monday? Are you as excited for Cyber Monday as you were for Black Friday, which has turned out to be an absolute damp squib? TM. Not been very good. I'm still looking out. I think M.2 drives are going to start getting extremely expensive. It looks like they are heading in that general direction. So, yeah. Get your drives. I actually bought another Crucial P3 Plus today from Amazon. £40, Black Friday deal. Which doesn't seem particularly much of a deal. But it's £40. And the P3 Plus is quite a good drive. So, yeah. Rick H says, I bought you a head torch. Bless your heart. David Underhill says, how about Ho Hum Wednesday? O'Reilly says, nope, not happy with BFF or Cyber Monday. It's been pretty poor, hasn't it, really? I think the lead-up sales, like I said earlier in the stream, the lead-up to Black Friday has actually been better. And if... I couldn't work out where that noise is coming from. There was a noise coming from that side of the room. I've just worked out what it is. Because I had the remote control out for that Cool Moon set, CAF's fans in their in their F15 case are going nuts. Let me turn them down a bit if I can find the remote. That'll be fun. Where's the remote control gone for that then? She's hidden it somewhere. Probably underneath all these biscuits and shit. Wow. What a shithole. Alright, sod it. I'm only a human, I'm not going through that. That's nonsense. So yeah, the deals, if nothing spectacular happens on Monday, this year I think is possibly going to be the worst that I've known for Black Friday. And Black Friday last year was pretty awful. Don't think we got much then. Graphics cards are getting, or some graphics cards are getting more expensive. Now you've probably heard already that the Chinese market has now been banned from buying RTX 4090s. So they basically bought in bulk to get the orders in before a certain cutoff point. So there's no 4090s on the market. So the ones that are on the market, which are available, have almost doubled in price. So about $2,000 or about £2,000 for RTX 4090, which you could have bought when it first came out for somewhere around £1,500. Which is still way too much. Hello. This is Davy Jones. He's like a little rag doll. Don't you, mate? You get the blue toy. He is a fluffy little monkey. He stinks a bit though.
He doesn't.
Oi, stinky.
Don't fall off the edge.
You need a cone. Get a state of it. Got a bed head. Like all over. What's this? It's all exciting, isn't it? It's all a bit new. Maybe look around that way. Gav, income in. Well, he didn't want to stay there very long, did he?
Davy.
Davy Jones looks a bit scared. And all over pillow perm, haven't you? Dave, not on the keyboard.
We'll need to give you a high five.
Dave. Hey, Dave. High five. Dave. David. Dave. High five. High five. High five, Dave. No? Okay. No, not on there. Oh, come here. Little monkeys. He's cute.
Doing it today, are you?
They're all a bit camera shy today. Right, next. Oh, give him a, go on in, give him a few seconds on the
There
camera.
you go. Where are you? Look forward.
David Underhill says, Mark Berry, oh, it's saying to Mark Berry, I got a 43-inch UHD for $320. $100 off the new price. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Alexa says, I never have any money at the end of the month. They should move Black Friday and Cyber Monday to the beginning of the month. Yeah. Sky says, the graphics cards are still stubbornly expensive. It is silly. It has been. Chris F says, why are they banned? Because of... Basically, it's like the kind of competition rules. So America doesn't want NVIDIA or other companies to export video cards or anything which is capable of doing a certain amount of operations per second when it comes to AI stuff. So basically it's down to the kind of like, not the RT cores, what is the other cores on the NVIDIA graphics cards which does the AI stuff? Tensor cores, is it? Is it Tensor cores that do AI? I don't pay much attention to AI, so I think that might be what it is, but whatever it is, the kind of CUDA-E Tensor cores, whatever, those are the ones which are doing the AI processing. So if a card can do a lot of them, then it's very good. And America doesn't want China getting too many of those because they don't want them leading the race in AI, which, yeah, regardless of whichever way it works, it's all just bullshit, to be honest with you, isn't it? Like, it's all just a numbers game. So what they're doing at the moment is they're taking the cards, they're taking parts of the RTX 4090 apart and soldering them onto other boards just to make an accelerator card. So like basically an AI accelerator card. So they're not even using the RTX 4090s as a graphics card. They're basically Frankensteining it, taking it apart and putting the chips onto another PCB and making them kind of like blower style cards so they can put a bunch of them in a PC. It's nuts. It's all very nuts. But if rumours are to be believed, AMD seem to be wanting to get in on that act as well to artificially inflate the prices. So some of the Radeon cards, the 70, I think it's the 7800 XT and above, seem to have quite good abilities when it comes to AI processing. So they are potentially going to be banning export sales of those to the Chinese market. So whatever happens there, it could all go a bit nuts. Dutch Jan says, America doesn't want everyone to export anything to China. Look at ACML. What's ACML? My mind's blank. It's not making sense to me. I don't know. Rick H says, I'm glad I bought my A770 16GB LE when I did. I wish I'd have bought the 16 gig version now. I've got this the 8 gig version, A770. And it's good. But, yeah. What are you doing? Right. This cat, Otis, he's trying to attack the YouTube stats ticker on the screen.
It's high up down there. You're full.
Ah, right, okay, I understand, thank you. ASML makes the machines that make the chips. I understand. Gotcha. Oh, bloody...
It's okay, it's a piece of paper.
They're a bit jumpy, Flame. Don't worry, it's all good.
You're okay.
So, graphics cards potentially could be all going a little bit nuts. Especially if you're... Get off that bloody keyboard. Right, I'm going to turn the keyboard off. Yes, so the graphics card situation could arguably get worse. Which I know seems hard to believe. And it's weird because the other end of the market, there's things like the Radeon RX 6600, which is gone down a little bit. So you can pick those up at the moment in the UK for about 170 to 180, which still isn't ideal, but it's a reasonable card for the money. But there was also today, I noticed on AliExpress, the Radeon RX 660M, the mobile version, which has been kind of fudged onto a PCI Express card. Millsy, or MLLSE, I call them Millsy, they're actually selling them at the moment for some in the region of about £100, £110. So, yeah, potentially they might be worth a look. Although, they do use like a Frankenstein type driver, which might not be the great for longevity. Some people have reported them getting a little on the warm side. And also, if you buy them from the UK, because they're under that magical £135 mark, you do have to pay the import taxes before you get it. So they include it. So I think it's about £25 extra. So if it's like £110, you're looking at about £135, which if it's £135, you're almost kind of better off going for the full fat proper RX 6600 for like 170. I know it's £40 more, and it is a lot of money, but arguably you're going to have better support should anything go wrong. The Millsy card looks a little bit sus. It looks basically like the RX 580s did, which isn't a bad thing, but they don't reek of quality. So, yeah, it's one of those things where you kind of have to debate it. If it wasn't for the tax on it, I would probably jump on it. I think for £100 to £110, it's in that area where you could take a punt on it and it'll probably be okay. Much like those RX 5700s, which were available from Millsy as well for about £100, £110. And they were actually pretty decent cards. But they are starting to show their age a little bit now. So, I don't know. It's a hard one to call. But in terms of graphics cards and stuff like that, there's not a great deal out there at the moment. Oh, my window was paused then, sorry, I didn't see your question. Aletta says, Brian had a video today saying Windows 12 will not have a start button because the entire OS will be AI. I've not seen that, so I can't really comment, but that doesn't sound like the sort of normal thing that Brian would say, unless he's doing like an April Fool's joke. I don't know. I might have to watch that video to see what he's saying. Stuart Cleary says, what is the 100k estimated time? I think we're about 270 off at the moment. So we get somewhere between 50 to 100 subs a day. So it's hard to tell at the moment because it being that weird time of year where people are on holidays and the festive season and stuff. So it's very difficult to tell. I would say it's going to be less than a week. I would have thought. No, actually, no, hang on. Yeah, how many do we need? It's 200, isn't it? 250 or something.
I'm looking.
Calf's checking now.
I got distracted by Ugly Bob's picture.
Yeah, in theory, it should be by the weekend anyway. I would have thought. Unless YouTube run one of their algorithms where it dumps them off. How many you got?
203.
Yeah, 203 subs to get. So
Say 50
it might be Monday or Tuesday.
It won't be Monday. It's only 2 days away.
If we get 100 a day.
We don't very often get 100 a day.
No, but this time of year we getting towards that. So yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, arguably. It'd be kind of nice. It's been weird because I've seen it come in, and I always thought to myself that it would be
We would have 3,000.
a lot closer to Christmas. I thought it'd be in December or into next year, looking at the stats how they used to be. But we always said it'd be like around about Christmas this year, didn't we?
But if
So
you get 1,500 in 28 days,
yeah,
that's only 50 a day, isn't it?
yeah,
Roughly.
yeah, yeah. So say 50 to 70 a day. Nick Barnes says, question, what happens when you reach 100k, receive award, then Bob cancels his 100 plus Gmail accounts? Hand back award. Aletta says, Microsoft is saying Copilot AI is the new start button. Well, the thing is that they can't do that. Well, they can, but they won't. Because the AI thing is part of the monopolies and mergers thing. So they can't have that as a default start button without having an option for other brands as well, if it is that deeply embedded within the operating system. And the fact that they've just turned around this week and allowed people in Europe and where else is it? I think it was Europe and South America, possibly, or the Americas or something. So they are legally allowed to completely remove Edge and Copilot from the browser, from the operating system. So Windows 12 to be AI based, yes, I understand that. I think there will be lots of AI in there, but I don't think that Copilot will be the start button. At least I hope not. I generally like to jump on most Windows operating systems when they're in their infancy, like to test them to see what they're like. I struggled a lot with Windows 8. Windows 8.1 was better. And when it finished, Windows 8.1 with a few tweaks was actually okay. Windows 10 was alright when it first came out. Windows 11, again, was okay. But going down the whole AI route, I don't know. More and more people, I think, on a daily basis are shunning things like Copilot, Edge, OneDrive, Cortana, all those kinds of things. So for them to try and bake in Copilot as the kind of the heartbeat of the operating system, I think would be a bad move from them. And also, you have to bear in mind that there's probably a good, I don't know, 30 to 40% of the worldwide market that use Windows that don't have regular access to the internet. And Copilot, as we know, works with AI, which it uses telemetry data and goes out to the servers to get the information. It's not processed in-house or on the computer. So they would be basically preventing, because it would be an always-on operating system as well. So you'd have to be connected to the internet for the operating system to work, which a lot of people aren't, or are on metered connections and not prepared to do. So people with laptops would be screwed. Most desktop users, or not most, at least a third of desktop users don't have continual internet access. So it would have no way of working. So I don't know. It's an interesting concept and it's an interesting theory. It's because of there's so many types of user of the Windows operating system. It's really hard to make a one-size-fits-all thing, which is why the Windows S version came out and everything like that, because legal reasons or resources, whatever it might be. But yeah, I don't think having Copilot is like the main search element of Windows. I think it's probably going to be a step too far for a lot of people. But who knows? Mookie MC says I may go back to Windows 3.11 for workgroups. Yeah. Mookie MC says I heard that YouTube is sort of slow rewarding the 100k folks, so it may take a few months, and I think you get a dashboard notification. I've not experienced it, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Nick Barnes said when the kittens are allowed in the garden, I let them out any time, but as
it's it's pretty cold out there at the moment, so they probably won't go out yet.
Usually born in the spring, but I would take them out as soon as they could walk. Really. That's what Flamey did, wasn't it?
Yeah. Chris Hartford says forcing people to use AI feeds, the AI win-win from Microsoft. Yeah, I think it's. As you lot know, I've been a very, very active supporter of the Windows ecosystem for many, many years, and from Windows, I started on 95. I used Windows for workgroups, but I didn't really use it much. But all of the Windows versions, I took a while to get used to Windows NT. That I didn't really enjoy a great deal. Windows 2000 was much better. And generally they've been kind of worthwhile upgrades. But if they start going down the whole AI route, there's a very strong chance that if Apple don't go down the AI route, then I might switch over to an Apple desktop for my daily driver, which I don't particularly want to do, but it might end up going that way because I really don't like it unless it does something specifically, or if it makes my life easier, then I'll use it. Even if I have reservations about the technology behind it, if it makes my life easier, then I will use it, because I'm not an idiot. I'm not going to kind of cut off my nose to spite my face. There's no point in doing that. And yes, you may have your morals or whatever, but ultimately, if you can do your job quicker with a tool, even if you don't like it, you kind of use it. It's common sense. Bring back Windows Millennium. They should.
Miss Luigi.
I miss Windows 98 and Millennium. They were just so easy, and the file system was just so... Like, you could open up your C drive and you could basically find everything. Whereas now you open up your C drive and it's like, right, okay, so I've got Windows. I've got Windows System 32. I've got Windows 64. I've got Windows on Windows 64.
Got OneDrive that robs
Yeah,
everything off you.
I've got OneDrive, and I've got my documents, and then I've got my documents OneDrive. Then I've got my backup OneDrive, my documents.
And it's like, I don't even want OneDrive.
Yeah, OneDrive should be gone.
Mr. Luigi, stick to 10 or move to 11 for a new build.
If it's for a new build, I would go 11. And if you need a license key for that, premiumcdkeys.com/Mike's Unboxing, which is the first chance I've had to use this today, so thank you very much. It is in the chat as we speak. Boom, there we go. Cheap Windows 10 or Windows 11 activation keys. Don't forget to use the discount code Mike's Unboxing. And actually, don't buy a Windows 11 key. Buy a Windows 10 key and activate 11 with it. It's cheaper for some bizarre reason. Mookie MC says, will Microsoft Bob or Clippy early versions of AI? They are way ahead of their time. Well, Clippy was... it's wrong to call Clippy AI. Clippy was basically I wouldn't even go so far as an assistant. It was basically an animated help tool. So anything you could type into the help bar, you could type into Clippy and it would kind of do the same thing. It was mostly about Excel and Word. So it's like, how do I create a table? And it would just pull up the help file, but in a more personalized way.
Well, like an IKEA one.
Yeah, so it wasn't really, it was kind of AI-ish. The artificial intelligence then, against the artificial intelligence now, is basically the same sort of thing, although back then the answers were kind of pre-baked, whereas now the answers are pre-baked, but also with access to the internet to kind of validate the answers and get more information on it. That was the missing part of the equation back then. No, Clippy wasn't internet dependent at all. Clippy basically ran off of the...
I don't think many people had the internet back then, though, did they?
They didn't, no. Because Clippy, I think, was originally in Office 95, I think.
It's like, how do you get rid of this thing?
Yeah.
I've done something and this thing keeps coming up.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when I first saw or used Clippy. I'm pretty sure it was in Office 95 or 96. Might have been Office 97. That feels more likely.
Cheers for the link.
No problem. Hopefully you'll save an absolute fortune there.
They're about £5, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. David Underhill says basically what I was trying to say badly. Clippy was just a keyword search on help files. Aletta says I've been on Microsoft OS since DOS, but I'm liking Linux Mint quite a bit. Captain White's in the house, made the stream. Good, how you doing? Skystalker says ask AI when Clippy started. Good one. Yeah, it was in Microsoft Works, I think. Hey Siri. When did Microsoft Clippy start? I don't know. I'm not even sure where my phone is, to be fair. But something made a noise over in that general direction. Oh, there it is, underneath here. Hey Siri. When did Microsoft Clippy first make its appearance? Useless. In April 4th, 1975, Microsoft was founded. Handy. Someone find out. Oh,
1996.
Someone's messaged something about affiliate links. What's going on here? Sorry for the disrupt. I was wondering if you could review this very interesting power supply. Maybe. Right. Layatators, I will have a look if you're in the stream. Asking Siri a Microsoft question, yeah. Alpha Dingo, Clippy is the paperclip Office Assistant character created by Microsoft for Microsoft Office 97. I thought it was 97 actually. Now the reason I say that is because I had this disc, and I probably actually still got it. It had Office 97 on it and a couple of other programs, and it was like one of those discs which I just kept on me all the time.
There's no room under there, mates.
I probably still got it.
No room under there.
Oh, if you find your remote control, can you turn your fans into low mode, please? I tried looking for it and I gave up. Viali 100 says, I still have my Windows Millennium installation, 98 XP and Vista installation discs.
Right, amazing moves.
I would like to run some virtualized operating systems. I don't know why, but I think I'd like to.
I've got some club bars on here as well, and half a bar of chocolate.
David Andrew says, the internet was around in 1997, just no one used it much. We've always told this story, Kath and I, before. We were really very early adopters of the internet, like really early. I think probably, when did we get our computer? What year did we get married?
96. What have I got? Just press off.
No, press the plus and minus for the fan.
Where's the fan?
It looks like a fan. I don't. Fan.
Turn that RGB off as well. I don't like all that.
Oh, for God's sakes.
Come on, press the fan button.
Press the fan button, you moron. There we go. That's better. Look how filthy those fan things are.
I know, you don't clean them very often.
Cheeky bugger. Oh, there we go. Silence.
Nice.
Silence!
But on a plus, I have found 2 half bars of chocolate.
Have you?
And
Kath just found 2 half bars of chocolate behind her desk. And like, these are big. Show me the thing. This is ridiculous. Look at what Kath just found under her desk.
which I haven't eaten that Mike has.
Right. This is the sum total of things behind Kath's desk. This gives you an idea of how mucky it is in there, alright? So we've got these things, which are from when Angel went on holiday.
But that was only this week.
Got the apple rounds. Those are good. Pack of fags.
Empty.
3 almond fingers. 3 club biscuits in the caramel flavour. Half a bar of
Dark chocolate.
And remnants of a Cadbury Dairy Milk. This is all behind Kath's desk.
Yeah, and you've eaten
Behind her
the other
monitor.
half of all that.
I've eaten the other half of all this, to be fair. She has a struggling. She's struggling to keep up with me. Kath stashed properly. She's not even a stoner anymore. Unbelievable. I'm
As a stoner, his wrappers behind there.
gonna have a shortbread.
You're one ahead of me now. Where are you going?
Mr. Lawagi, do you remember dial-up for internet? Very much so. I love the noise of it. I actually liked the noise of the dial-up internet.
Very true, Aletta, I agree.
Alessa says, I remember when using the internet was the same price per minute as a long distance phone call. I remember that well. Alessa says, now I'm on the carnivore diet, that junk looks like poison to me.
I
It is.
agree.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about going on the steak and butter diet. But I've got to convince Mike. Not to lose weight, just to get healthy.
Before the internet, I used dial-up BBS services. I never used those. Our first experience with the internet was 1996. Would have been...
You'd have a wire across the living room, wouldn't you, into the dining room?
What?
Didn't we have a wire?
February we got married, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we had our computer in March.
April?
So March or April of 96, we had our first computer. And probably within a week or 2 of getting the computer, I broke it. And we went online. I think roughly the same sort of time. It wasn't very long after we got it, was it, that we used the internet?
No.
It was quite close, wasn't it?
I think as soon as we had it, we used it, didn't we?
Yeah. Did we use AOL? Or something like that? No, MSN.
Wasn't much option, was
Yeah,
there?
when we first got our computer, I'm pretty sure we subscribed to MSN, which was the Microsoft network. And you had to pay $14.99 a month plus 1p a minute for phone calls, I think.
And we'd have a month on and a month off, because we'd be like, let's get rid of it, and then we'd get rid of it, and then we'd be like, wish we had the internet again, so we'd get it again the next month. And then we're like, it's pointless. You'd put a search in and it'd be like, no results found.
Yeah, no. You could search for basically a human being, a famous person, and it would come up with no results found. The early days of the internet was fantastic. And back then, there wasn't a search engine as such. You basically went into the kind of like the portal. So imagine Bing. That is basically your internet portal. So you'd fire up your internet, it would load up, it'll say you're connected down here, and it'll tell you the time and date, and it'll basically bring up the news effectively, in a very kind of low graphical style.
All you had on there really was chat rooms.
Yeah, there was chat rooms and
only text ones.
very few other things. There's a few kind of
And then you could collect beans. Remember
PDF
that?
things.
You could go around to sign up to different sites to collect beans. Do you remember when I did that?
Vaguely. It's very weird.
Captain White?
Mike, I have a Hellcracks HCS 195 V2 case spare if you fancy reviewing it. What one is that? Let's have a look. Is that the one that looks like the fractal torrent? I had to think then. Brain.exe stopped functioning. Yes, it is the Hellcracks. Yeah, that's an interesting looking case actually.
Class?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's one of those cases which probably sells a PC very easily, but probably isn't that nice in reality. But for that money, you can't go wrong, can you? $29.99. Ridiculous. Although you do find with some of these cheaper cases now, you kind of look at it and you think, well, yeah, it's $29.99. You get some fans with it. They're probably not going to be great. So then you take out the fans, put some others, whatever. It's
Drop you an email.
all right, nice one. Thank you for that.
Class? Nabara?
Class. Nabara seems to be supported by a group of well-educated programmers. Also, Steam is standard installed. Oh, that's interesting. Nabara. Have to look at that. Fido.net. I vaguely remember that, I think.
Yeah, because we were telling Dave Aiken this week, weren't we, that when I was in labour, we were on dial-up, but you wouldn't disconnect to phone the midwife. Because you're doing good on Counter-Strike.
Truck fan says, I have a funny story. My mum managed to get a green iPhone 13 512GB for less than the 128GB. Happy days. Always nice to get a bargain. In the early days of the internet, Microsoft wanted to make it a subscription service and accessed by using its license keys. Yeah, it was very weird.
I would literally be able to reboot my Windows 11 into Nabara at this system, and within 20 seconds I'd be here online again.
That's mad, isn't it? Viali says, if anybody wants a Thermaltake Core X9 free and lives near Newcastle, hit up Viali.
How could you do that then?
Yeah, how could you do that? Viali, if you're on our Discord, that might be a way of doing it. David Thompson says, I got the we ran out of invites. We ran out of invites email from Amazon for the cheap TV. I haven't checked ours yet. Well, not recently anyway.
Yeah, we've got that one. Invite only deals you requested.
Yeah.
I don't want to download pictures.
What does it say? Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah, go on.
Due to incredible popularity of the invite-only deal you requested, we ran out of deal invites. But we still have an incredible price on many similar products.
Yeah, typical. Kieran says, I wish OnePlus would send my OnePlus pad already. They ran out, so they're manufacturing more. So I got to wait for it to be. I got for it to be made. Wait. So I got to wait for it to be made. I'm fuming. Yes, truck fan. George got one. David Thompson says, I'm sure it's a scam to hit us up for a more expensive TV. Well, yeah, the thing is, like, you think, if
AI's taking note of who wants a TV.
Imagine this, right? Say, for instance, these are just going to be random names, so don't read anything into it at all. Just ones off the top of my head. So if me, Brytech, Tech Yes City, Linus Tech Tips, Jay's 2 Cents, Adamant IT, if we were all doing a stream on the same day, no, this is not going to work. Yeah, say we all had the same merch, for argument's sake, or variants of merch. So we were selling t-shirts. We're all selling t-shirts over a specific Christmas period, i.e. Black Friday weekend or Black Friday week. So if I send out an invitation to get a TV at an absolutely stonkingly ridiculous price before the sales start, even if my competition sends out an email to you and says, we've got this TV at a pretty decent price, it's in stock, on the shelves, do you want one? You're thinking in the back of your mind, well, I've already asked for an invite from Mike's Unboxing for this t-shirt at an incredible price, and I'm just waiting for a reply. So I maybe won't buy from J's 2 Cents or Linus or whatever, because I might still get this really super cheap TV. So in effect, they are not only getting your information, your email address, and the fact that you want a TV, they're also potentially preventing you from buying elsewhere, because they've left it as late as today to send out the invitation notices to say, well, we're really sorry, there's none available.
Has anyone got one that says,
yeah.
Has
Has anybody actually received an invitation saying, we have your TV ready, would you still like it? It could be one of those massive scams, and it's probably worked out really well, because I personally have been waiting for the TV thing because Angel wants one for Christmas. So it's like, well, if I can save a bit of money for Christmas for the kids, why not? Times are hard. Save money if you can. So this has actually prevented me buying TVs elsewhere for the foreseeable. So potentially it's a win-win for Amazon. They've taken custom away from other people, and potentially you're still going to buy a TV from Amazon anyway.
I wouldn't. A letter says I have no need of a TV, my PC is my TV, but that's what Angel wants.
Yeah, Angel wants a TV. Well, she wants a 4K TV, but she wants to run a PC from it. She doesn't want to watch TV on it.
Or YouTube from her phone.
And
I expect.
a 32-inch or 42-inch 4K TV is considerably cheaper than a 4K monitor. So yeah, I think that is pretty much what the deal is there. I think they've screwed us. Nicholas Tech says, hello, you should try and get a Tecware VNX Evo. I will try.
Right, darling.
I have been looking at, I like the VXR originally. Nice case that was. Any of the VX range I quite like. David Thompson says the same thing. Yeah, I fancied use one on a PC. Ugly Bob says shame, but yeah, I think Amazon screwed us on this. Right, I've just realised the time is actually, and I've got to go to work tomorrow morning, so that sucks major balls. So I think we should wrap this up where we are now, because we're kind of stretching things out for the sake of it. Well, I'm not really. Getting into the flow. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it. Thank you all so much for joining us on this Saturday evening. Don't forget, in a month's time exactly, Christmas will be effectively over. I still think that's absolutely terrifying. Oh, and actually, shameless plug, if you're still looking out for something to get for a loved one for Christmas, and you don't mind taking a little bit of a punt, you can get the Q-Link pendants, which myself and Kath do wear daily. We still do.
Cats love them.
Cats do love them as well. Mine's actually, the colour's stayed, I've had this about 3 years now, yeah? Maybe even more. Is it 3 years?
2020 we bought them.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, an investment in a little bit of your health and well-being, whether it is voodoo science, whether it works or not, I don't know, but mind over matter, hey, whatever. It helps me, helps Kath, we like them, so if you want to maybe get one yourself as well, you can go over to our Discord, or there is a link on ShopSmart and also on my Facebook page. So there's a buy one get one free offer at the moment with Q-Link. So if you buy a acrylic pendant, you can get another one of the same value for absolutely free. So maybe if you want to get yourself one and get your partner one, why not? When I bought mine, we got yours, mine, Angel's, and Michael's, wasn't it? And George.
And George, yeah.
5. Did we get 5 or 6?
5.
Yeah.
And
So
we bought that thing, not in the kitchen,
oh, yeah.
but We bought something else, didn't we? And we had the ropes for it.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, we bought 4 or 5 of them. Michael lost his because he's an idiot. Angel's in her bedroom somewhere. But George wears his every day. I wear mine every day. Kath wears hers every day. Happy days. Or even wear 2. That's not a bad idea.
And we have got that thing in the kitchen, haven't we? What's that?
Oh yeah, we've got the plug-in USB one as well, which gives out the rays. Good rays. Anyway, moving on. Viali says, put case on Discord. Awesome. Right. That's it for now. I've been Mike. Thanks all for your donations as well, contributions, all massively appreciated. And Colin, hopefully you're feeling better soon. I feel like I'm getting a cold. That's going to suck. I'm feeling it in my throat and my nose. That's not a good sign. Needs to get some vitamin C going in. Anyway, thanks all for joining us. Hopefully you've had an enjoyable night. If you have, smash that like button. If you want to see more content like this on a daily basis, then you can hit the subscribe button and the chime notification. And that way, you will be notified of future video releases. But for now, I've been Mike. This is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To. And hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Oh, and don't forget, if you want to buy CD keys, buy them from premiumcdkeys.com.
And Discord.
Oh, and Discord links are in this chat as well. And yeah, by this time next week, we'll be on 100k. Awesome stuff. All thanks to you guys. Right, that is it. I've got to find the stop button. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Have a good weekend.